BCSN is brought to you by Chevrolet, the most awarded car company 4 years in a row. Monster Energy, unleash the beast. And by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of Nascar.
The Bristol night race was always a race that everybody had on their bucket list. You just can't miss it.
Kyle Busch, get out the broom. You just swept at Bristol.
The adrenaline of that race and being in a night race, and when cars crash, the sparks that fly, the tempers that flare. But I think the action is great.
And this used to be one of the most coveted tickets in all of sports, coming to the Bristol night race. It is an event. It is something that is a must-see. If you're a race fan, you've got to experience. Want to take a look at the starting grid for tonight's race? Up front, Kyle Larson won the pole. Chase Elliott will start on his inside, and a lot of guys are thinking it's the Kyle and Kyle party tonight.
Well, Kyle Busch is going to start in row 2. I think he has to be the favorite, but other names come to mind. How about row 3? William Byron. Can the 20-year-old upset the racing world, get his first win at the last great Coliseum?
Eric Almirola, I think, impressed a lot of people. He'll start in row 4 throughout these practices, running very strong. And Ryan Blaney, another one that is so strong at this racetrack, likes to run right up high, up against the wall. He's going to be one that we're going to keep our eye on tonight. We're also going to be able to chat with him. Jeff, why don't you dial him up on the radio?
Hey, Ryan, it's Burton. You with us?
Yeah, bud, yes.
Man, this racetrack's crazy, tight action. Tell me how you're going to deal with all this traffic.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. This thing is, as you know, can go from top to bottom pretty quickly. And I think just how you try to manage your car through the top and bottom lanes of how it changes throughout the night when the traction compound gets a little bit worn off of it. So we'll have to find out, but really happy to have Rabbit and Fleetwood back with us this weekend. Hopefully we can get a little bit of redemption from the sprint race.
Well, how long do you think it's going to take for that stuff on the bottom to wear out and work the groove to the top?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Watching the other races, you know, last night and the truck races, it's kind of hard to tell how long it's going to take to wear out. But you know, they sprayed it or reapplied it this morning and last night, so we'll see. We'll definitely be searching around though, but I think it'll happen here within the first stage.
Well, man, the fans, thank you for taking some time. Good luck tonight. Have fun.
All right, thank you, bud. Enjoy it.
Some of the greatest views of Bristol are when you're riding with these cars and with these drivers. Take us through the in-cars.
All right, we got the 22 car. Joe Logano's got that Ford Performance camera, the front bumper. It's going to be awesome all night long. Martin Truex Jr. with the Bass Pro Cabela's camera. He's got the side panner. That's on the right side of the car. Kevin Harvick with the Jimmy John's cam. He's got a 360 camera in the interior of the car there. Chase Elliott with the Mountain Dew cam. The reverse face, we're going to be looking at that all night long, seeing him when they're working hard. And then Kyle Larson, our pole sitter with the Chevrolet cam, he's also got a right side panner camera.
All right, Steve, the night race. It's long. It'll be under the lights. 500 laps around this bullring.
Well, 500 chaotic laps. So much can happen at Bristol. It's not just crazy on the racetrack. It's going to be crazy on pit road. You mentioned it, 500 laps, a little over 266 miles. But the crew chiefs are going to have to break it down in stages. The first and second stage, both 125 laps in length. That final stage, 250 laps. We expect the cars to be able to go about 170 to 175 laps on fuel.
And a competition caution.
Lap 60. Heavy rains came through the area last night, washed a lot of rubber off the racetrack. So NASCAR's decided lap 60, they'll throw a yellow, give these teams a chance to work on their cars.
Let's check in with Rutledge Wood at the Peacock Pit Box.
Yeah, Rick, you know what? I was given a big assignment tonight. Dale Jr. wants me to find the best parties here on the infield. But I got to be honest, it's going to be hard to leave this view because you can see so much of pit road. And, of course, coming out of 4, going into the start-finish here on top of the Peacock Pit Box. This is going to be a lot of fun. Are you guys ready up there?
Absolutely, we're ready. It's Bristol. Rutledge, come on. That's going to be a great vantage point for those guys to enjoy this race. Right there as they come out of turn number 4. All right, Steve, so we heard our drivers mention it'll be Kyle or Kyle. But you think there might be maybe the possibility of the youth coming in and spoiling that party?
I've just seen too many things happen under the lights here at Bristol. It's too hard to predict. The fastest car doesn't always end up in victory lane. I think William Byron in the second or in the third row there in that 24. Seen the 24 do great things here. Can he replicate it?
We'll see how fast the upper groove comes in at Bristol. Again, up front, it is Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott making up row one. The Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race is underway. And already, Paul Menard putting the bumper to the back of Chase Elliott, almost up into the wall. Paul Menard's going to take second.
Paul Menard real aggressive right off the bat, and that's kind of the mentality it takes at this racetrack. We haven't talked much about Paul Menard, but he's also in that position. If he can win tonight, he's in the playoffs.
He really closed on Kyle Larson in 3 and 4.
And a pile up in the middle. The 18 of Kyle Busch is around. Contact, they're rolling in there. Greg Galding hits late.
And Steve, you said it.
I don't know if they got the left front or
Just
not.
because you have a great car doesn't mean you're going to avoid these kind of things. It's lap 2. Already in Greg.
You see the 18 pull away. The tail panel damaged very heavily. The left front tire took a very hard shot. We'll have to see
All the rear sheet metal's KO'd.
what the suspension looks like. Bubba Wallace with heavy damage on the 43, smoking. I assume the radiator's knocked out of that car.
Steve, there's mandatory parts that have to be on these cars at certain racetracks. What do they have to do, especially to the 18 with the back flying off of that?
So the tail panel is required at some racetracks. NASCAR is going to have to make the decision whether they feel the speed here is high enough that that's going to be required. That'll be NASCAR's decision. But remember, the biggest difficulty here is you only have 6 minutes to make all these repairs, and pit road can be so long here. You spend so much time. Let's take a look, guys, at what happened.
This was coming out of turn 4.
See Kyle Busch on the bottom of the racetrack, gets up the racetrack, out of that sticky stuff into Ryan Blaney, then he just spins in front of the field.
And when he does that, a roadblock right there on the front stretch.
Little
Truex.
contact for the 78.
See right there, he's up the racetrack, a little bit of contact, spin. It's just so hard to get slowed down.
Oh, that's pretty significant contact for the 78 there.
Watch this impact. Right in the door. Fortunately, Jesse Little in that 96 had gotten slowed down.
That's pretty good contact. The one thing you're concerned about with the 18 is how much was that contact with that left front wheel going to damage the suspension, the toe. I think he can compete with the rear damage. They've got to replace that tailpiece. Refasten it some way. How much damage did Truex get with the right front contact there? Was there any suspension damage, toe damage there?
And they will have to get them all in line before they'll be allowed onto pit road. It's still closed. Bubba Wallace out of the car already.
Welcome.
Hi there.
So what do you look for in a vehicle?
Sleek designs.
Performance.
Dependability is top on my list.
Well, then here's some vehicles that deliver on that.
Whoa.
Oh, geez.
That's our truck.
It's our truck.
And they're our cars.
It's my Chevy.
Chevy's the only brand to have earned J.D. Power Dependability Awards across cars, trucks, and SUVs 3 years in a row.
Awesome and proud.
No, it's like a dynasty. It's impressive.
Applebee's to go. Order online and get $5 off $25. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
I'm Ray, and I quit smoking with Chantix. I tried to quit smoking for years on my own. I couldn't do it. I needed help. For me, Chantix worked. It did.
Chantix, along with support, helps you quit smoking.
Chantix, without a doubt, reduced my urge to smoke.
When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Some people had changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, or suicidal thoughts or actions with Chantix. Serious side effects may include seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or allergic and skin reactions, which can be life-threatening. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have any of these. Tell your healthcare provider if you've had depression or other mental health problems. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. The most common side effect is nausea.
I don't think about cigarettes anymore.
Talk to your doctor about Chantix.
Applebee's to go. Order online and get $5 off $25. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
In the dictionary under domination, there's a picture of Kyle Busch at Bristol. 5 truck wins, 9 Xfinity wins, 7 Cup wins. He has been incredible. Swept here 2 years, 2010, 2017. Domination is what it is all about for Kyle Busch. But on lap 2, he's involved in an incident. Marty.
And Rick, he's on pit road. Adam Stevens just said the splitter is okay. That was one of his concerns because Martin Truex Jr. ran over their splitter on the left side. That does look fine. They do have a left front rub. That's one concern. Kyle Busch, the steering is okay. A little bit to the left. They're going to cut that tailpiece off, which they have done. They do not have to have that tonight here at Bristol, so they're going to make several stops here. And again, pitted while pit road was closed for that 18 car.
Remember, the clock is always going to continue to go every time he goes onto pit road, so that's going to be difficult for him. But last night, he was dominating the Xfinity Series race, was out front by 3.5 seconds, got out of the groove on the high side of the racetrack, got into the wall. Well, it looked minor, but he cut the tire down. That put him up into the wall, and in the end, he couldn't get back out on the racetrack. He was out of the race. So Kyle Busch not able to continue in the Xfinity Series race, not happy at all after the fact, and now, in only lap 2, this happens.
Yeah, and he's inside the 12. There's no contact that forces the 18 up the racetrack. He just loses control as the race car slides up, maybe touches the 12 limit, spins around, and now he's just at the mercy of everybody behind them. The track gets clogged. There's contact. This hit right here from the 96, you heard Dale Jr. talk about it. That's a heavy, heavy shot to that left front tire. I know they're starting to work on the body, as Marty reported. NASCAR's let us know they don't need the tail panel at this short track. That's not required. So now it's about getting clearance for the tires. But guys, I'm not sure that left front tire, I mean, that suspension would take hours to survey at the shop. Here they're going to have mere seconds on a pit stop.
Yeah, he said the wheel was to the left a little bit, meaning the toe is off at least a little bit. So that's something they're going to have to address for sure.
They're going to get plenty of time tonight to work on that. Another car that I saw in that crash replay, the 19 of Daniel Suarez. He's going to have a great night tonight. If he can't win into the playoffs, I mean, he's going to have some. This was a chance. I think he had great speed in practice, so we saw him have contact with the left rear quarter panel from the 43 car. It's pretty severe contact, so that hurts his chances to win. Down to Dave.
And Junior, he's going to come down pit road right now, work on that quarter panel damage you talked about. In fact, saw off part of the bumper cover there. Daniel said also, I got into the wall a very, very little amount. So little front end, but mostly that quarter panel. You can see they're working hard on that because, Junior, even at this track, getting a whole race car can be really helpful.
Yeah, you see him tearing that crush panel out right there, throwing it over the wall. That's going to unseal the interior of that car. He's got to run all night long with carbon monoxide and all kinds of gases coming into the car. Coming up into that left rear, there's Truex working on his car down to Kelly.
Yeah, and Junior, don't know exactly how much damage trying to see was done to that right front. At the very minimum, Martin Truex Jr. felt like he had a flat tire. They had some bare bond ready. You see they're making sure they have good clearance now that they've replaced that tire. And the other thing I can tell you is Truex just saying it was so slick down low. He said he was dead sideways through 3 and 4 before that wreck, Parker.
Right, Kelly, and Denny Hamlin actually had similar comments before the green. He said it looked like there was puddles of that PJ1 put down on the bottom before they got going. And you can see where they've fixed the damage on that 11 car. They've been down pit road twice trying to keep that hood down and pull out all the fenders on the 11. Not a good start for a guy that qualified in the top 10.
Yeah, this track's going to be slick in parts because of the rain, washing off some of that rubber from the night before. But saw cars like Paul Menard, he was running really good right around the bottom before this wreck happened. Looked like he was flying around 3 and 4 with a lot of grip. So a lot of these guys' cars reacted differently. We're going to work on this left front fender and try to remove that tire rub. The fender's rolled up at the top at the 12 o'clock mark. They're also
We're going to lose a lap. Let's do it.
And you hear Adam Stevens, we're going to lose a lap if we don't get this fixed quick. So they're going to put the left side tires here on for Kyle Busch. Again, they put on left side tires only right here, trying to stay ahead of the pace car. They're barely going to do that. And Adam said on the radio, this might be our only shot to fix it before we go back green.
So there's a couple things. The first thing Adam Stevens needs to make sure they do is
do not exceed the crash clock. I don't think that will. They've been down maybe 3 times, about a minute and a half a time. They're at about 4.5 minutes total. You're allowed 6, so they should be fine there. And how the crash clock works is once all of these cars that were involved reach minimum speed, which is a time set by NASCAR. It's usually about a 1.5 seconds off the pole, normal race pace. Once all of these cars make just 1 lap, Rick, they're cleared for the rest of the night unless they get in another accident. So after that, then all of these cars can really make all the corrections and all the repairs they need. Minimum speed's just barely under 18 seconds. Should be not an issue, but look at the smoke
tire rub
on the 18. I'm not sure. That's just sheet metal, guys. I wonder if the suspension's not damaged, making the car travel awkwardly. It looked like they had hammered it out pretty good.
Yeah, Steve, they're going to come back down right now, and they know they're going green, but they're going to come back down. They said we just can't take a chance here, so they're going to try and figure out where this rub is and see if they can diagnose this a little bit more in the 18 pit.
And Marty, they've already used about 3.5 minutes of the crash clock, so we're going to have to really pay attention. It's not just a lap. They don't want to be eliminated, Rick.
Absolutely. Now, about ready to go back to racing as the 42 of Kyle Larson has Paul Menard on his inside as the green flag comes back out.
So now think about these guys. They just saw a big wreck by guys being on the bottom. How do you with confidence drive that car as hard as you want to on the bottom of the racetrack?
We see some are confident, some aren't. Look at Kevin Harvick. Oh, there's contact.
Harvick takes the lead away from Kyle Larson. Larson slides up the racetrack, and there was contact made between Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney.
Be concerned with that left front of Blaney.
Kyle Larson coming back on the inside. Harvick's having a little trouble hooking up on the outside line here. It's really hard to tell when these cars are, how these guys are feeling about the grip. Where the grip is.
There's only one way to find out, though, isn't it? That's just drive the car, drive it hard, and find the limit. Of course, you've seen already 2 cars in the front lose the bottom and lose grip. Blaney looking at the lead.
Yeah, Larson come off the bottom there.
Look at that run in the middle by Blaney.
Looked like Larson was going to run right around the bottom there, slipped up off the bottom off of turn 4, and Blaney gets that run. The whole field now wrestling for the bottom of the racetrack.
So we just heard the drivers talking about the bottom being very slick. Well, now they're all on the bottom. So that's what's confusing about this chemical they lay down is when does it fire off? How long does it take before you can make grip on the bottom of the racetrack in that chemical?
Yeah, Kevin Harvick, who was leading the race, has already fell back to 5th place. Just in front of this pack here. Paul Menard, who was running in 2nd.
Junior, he's fallen way back since the restart. He just radioed into his crew. Something's wrong. Remember at the start of the race, he had super grip down on the bottom and nearly got to leader Kyle Larson, but now he's in trouble.
So we're just getting a report. Michael Dow in the 34 car. He did not get out before the time ran out on his damaged vehicle policy, so he's out of the race.
Everybody else has made it to minimum speed.
Paul Menard in the fence there.
Menard into the wall as he is struggling with the 21 now after the restart.
He is holding up William Byron here. Williams trying to find a way around him. Paul's going to the bottom.
And he's going to get a little bump.
Alex Bowman don't want him in the bottom. Trying to move him out of the way, but Paul's finding grip down there. Trying to settle in.
It's almost what you have to do, isn't it, Junior? You don't want to put yourself in jeopardy, but if you don't block, you're going to get passed all night. Now Menard can. Alex Bowman was far enough up on him where he just couldn't pull down.
He radioed in left front is shaking like crazy.
Left front, it almost sounds like a wheel loose, doesn't it, Steve, if it's shaking?
Yeah, it does. A wheel or perhaps damage to the tire, but you hate to have a loose wheel before even a pit stop, but we've seen it happen, and you see how much the 21 is struggling up the racetrack. William Byron trying to get by. Jamie McMurray looking low on the bottom. A little bit of contact for sure out of the 21.
And this trouble it drugged William Byron. I mean, William lost so many spots just because he could not get back to the bottom of the racetrack, Parker.
And Jeff, his spotter, was screaming on the radio, move the 21, move him! Trying to encourage William to just use that bumper to get by as he finally gets by him on the bottom.
Listen, it's hard to move a guy when he's in the top. I mean, he's on the bottom, you can move him and drive underneath him, but when he's on the top and you move him, where are you going to go when there's guys underneath you? So it's a time to move somebody, but on the top of the racetrack, that's a dangerous time to do it.
Got Ryan Blaney up here leading the race. Look who he's about to come up and lap. Kyle Busch just right in front of him there. Kyle struggling to keep the speed in the car. Oh, here's the 21 trying to get down. Blaney has to check up. Look at the damage on the right front of the 21 car.
big
He's got
problem.
a right front flat.
He won't be able to get down. They're circled all the way around the racetrack. It'll be almost impossible to find a clear space to get him down.
He has some broken suspension in the right front. He's made hard contact with the right side. This is going to knock him out of the race. I don't know if he'll be able to repair that.
It's almost impossible to get down and get to pit road.
Ease it down behind us 32.
He can't ease it down because he can't, when he turns the wheel, it doesn't turn left.
It's going to be in NASCAR's best interest to just
right there. Get out.
But
debris coming off of that right front tire. And let's take a look at what happened. You see the right wheel almost completely off.
My gosh.
Hard hit into the wall there.
Well, that's that vibration he was talking about. He was feeling it in the left front. The problem was in the right front.
That is a bad angle. But it has broken the right front suspension, so that's the end of the race for this guy. See there,
I think it's
lower and upper is both broken.
Corey LaJoie, Michael McDowell,
Looks like the lower's broken.
Bubba Wallace, Greg Gaulding, and A.J. Allmendinger already all off of the track.
This will be a hard one for the crew to diagnose because of the damage they're seeing there. But such a disappointment for Paul. He had a top 5 car in speed in the spring. Before the rains came, he was a legitimate top 3 racer. So they were really optimistic about tonight until all this.
From second on the restart into the wall, and now his night might be over at Bristol. Blaney still out front.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event, and now is the best time to buy.
You ready for this, Junior?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
No pressure. That's just my favorite boat.
Boom. Make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. And get our best deal of the summer. 0% financing for 60 months on F-150. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $2,800 bonus cash on a 2018 F-150 XLT equipped with 2.7-liter EcoBoost.
Introducing the 2 for $5 mix and match deal from McDonald's. Mix your choice of 2 favorites with the new 2 for $5 mix and match deal.
We give every Honda ATV and side-by-side the technology you need to seize the day. Class-leading technology like automatic dual-clutch transmission. Exclusive to Honda, the DCT lets you ride in automatic mode or manual mode, so you get sporty off-road performance and workhorse muscle all in one. And now, you can seize the day and seize the deals with factory-to-dealer incentives on the Honda ATV or Pioneer side-by-side you've been waiting for. It's all happening at the Honda 4-Wheel Clearance Event. Going on now.
Introducing the 2 for $5 mix and match deal from McDonald's. Match your choice of 2 favorites with the new 2 for $5 mix and match deal.
This is the Big Apple, where stars shine in pursuit of the PGA Tour's ultimate prize. The FedEx Cup playoffs begin at the Northern Trust Thursday on Golf Channel.
You had made the decision before they came in.
I was going to fire Conley.
That is fire being pushed by the wind. Our escort said we simply can't.
Bill insists that.
The 2 for $5 mix and match deal at McDonald's. Choose 2 of your favorites like the Big Mac and 10-piece chicken McNuggets for just $5.
Last great Coliseum. Welcome back to Monster Energy Cup Series racing from Bristol Motor Speedway. NASCAR Drive, that is your live race day companion. You can ride along with in-car video of your favorite drivers. You can even watch multiple angles at once. Never miss a lap with NASCAR Drive. Visit NASCAR.com/drive. Riding along with Martin Truex Jr. He got caught up in that incident on lap 2. He has rebounded back and currently running in the 19th position. Jimmy Johnson up high. Clint Boyer down low in the 14. Jimmy Johnson in the 48. Ryan Blaney has a 1.1 second lead over Kyle Larson. Those two trying to separate themselves, but Chase Elliott holding on to third right now, about half a second back from Larson. Then it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Kevin Harvick all in the top 5.
Seeing a lot of these guys running the bottom, running the top. See Jimmy Johnson up high, cars behind him running high. Stenhouse, Harvick, they've been running up top, and they've been running some of the fastest laps over the last several laps. So we've got 14 laps till competition caution.
How about Stenhouse Jr.? He just went around Chase Elliott for third place. We talked about Stenhouse Jr. needing to win to move himself into playoffs, and right now, early in this race, he is doing great running in third spot.
And Jeff, he knows they have to win tonight. Always comfortable here at Bristol. He said it reminds him of an old dirt track, talking about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now in the third position, moving forward. He said, you know what? We probably have the best practices we've ever had here at Bristol. Qualifying, I messed up, but I'll fix that for the race. And so far he has. He's made his way into the top 3, a threat to win, and put himself in the playoffs tonight.
Well, here you go. We're going to talk about the playoffs, and you see right there in 17th position is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and 36 points behind.
That doesn't look like it too much. You were thinking earlier in the show maybe he couldn't point his way in, but
well, Alex Bowman's running 13th right now.
And that's pretty good.
I don't know that that's going to be enough. He'd have to gain. He's got 3 races to do it, and this is his very best racetrack. So the tracks coming up are tracks he doesn't run well on, so he's got to get it done tonight. He could have a great night tonight and then give it all back up. So I think he still has to be in must-win mode.
Guys, it's got to be important, though, that he's running in the top 10 because stage points are so important.
That's exactly right. And I will say this. The last time we saw him in must-win situation at Daytona, there were a lot of things happening around Ricky Stenhouse Jr., so he's going to have to maintain calmness in the midst of chaos.
And Chevrolet on the move as we look at Austin Dillon. Started all the way back in 40th and has moved up 26 spots. Currently running in the top 15 and 14th now.
Missed that big wreck and has been very patient. He's passing cars, picking and choosing his moments. Definitely being wise through traffic, Parker.
Right, Steve, and the reason he was in the back is because they failed pre-race tech 3 times. His car chief, Greg Ebert, was ejected. They're going to lose 30 minutes of practice at Darlington next weekend, but they knew they had a great race car, and speaking to his crew chief, Justin Alexander, he said, it doesn't even bother me we're starting the back. We know we can pass. You've seen that now.
And we've seen glimmers of greatness out of RCR, Richard Childress Racing, over the past couple weeks. We thought Austin Dillon had a great shot of finishing second a week ago at Michigan.
You see the other RCR car, Ryan Newman, going a lap down right here. Jamie McMurray going a lap down. That traffic has allowed Kyle Larson to gain on Blaney.
And we mentioned it's about 3 laps until that competition yellow. And the last time we saw this 18 of Kyle Busch, he was coming to pit road as this field was coming to green to work on that left front tire rub. Well, he is 2 laps down, which is very difficult to make up. But this early in the race is definitely possible. And the laps right now, faster than the leader consistently. So even with all that damage, I wouldn't quite count the 18 out quite yet.
It looks like a Bristol race car. As you mentioned, a competition caution coming up at lap 60 because of rains that came through the night, as well as this morning and afternoon. And so the teams will then have an opportunity to work on the cars once again. Everybody can come to pit road and get fuel if they choose. Chase Elliott currently running in the 4th position. 1.8 seconds behind race leader Ryan Blaney. And Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney, a very close group of friends. Matter of fact, Ryan Blaney went back with Chase Elliott to celebrate his first win that he got at Watkins Glen. And there's the competition caution that has come out.
Somebody that caught a huge break with that competition caution. Jamie McMurray, Junior and I have been over here watching him. Something was getting to happen. He has a tire down or something, and he got a lap down, but he caught a huge break by that caution coming out.
He's weaving the car back and forth like he may have had a loose wheel. He's trying to figure it out himself, self-diagnose the issue. He's very close to going 2 laps down there, which would have been a difficult thing to overcome the rest of the night.
So everyone will get in line before they come to pit road. Looking forward to tomorrow. Points leader Scott Dixon in the Verizon IndyCar Series. They're going to return to action this weekend at Pocono Raceway. Again, that's tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN. Will Power actually won the pole earlier today. The Indy 500 winner has won the last 2 Pocono races. So should be a great race for the Verizon IndyCar Series.
Now, Rick, one thing about Bristol, it's cramped on the racetrack. Well, it's cramped on pit road. These pit boxes are small, and with over 22 cars on the lead lap, That's a lot of cars to hit pit road at once. Hopefully everybody will be able to get in and out. 30 miles an hour. They have to crawl around this place, Marty.
We did at Pocono Raceway.
Coming down pit road, the leader Ryan Blaney, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and also on this end of pit road, Chase Elliott. You see all three of those guys. Top of the screen is Ricky Stenhouse. He said it was really good early, but got tighter the longer he ran. And he said, for some reason, my brakes feel like they're going long or a little bit soft for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We'll watch that for Ryan Blaney. He said it'll be a little bit loose the longer they ran. And for Chase Elliott at the very front, these backstretch pit stalls tight early, improving though as he runs. These guys all with 4 fresh Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. Dave.
On the front stretch, you'll see 10th place Brad Keselowski, 7th place Eric Almirola, and 2nd place Kyle Larson. Most of the drivers reporting that their cars are tight. I don't think anybody will pull a strategy move here with a green racetrack. They'll take 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. Larson's car was tight enough that he wanted a chassis adjustment. So the early leader of the race, the pole sitter, will get a little bit more adjustment. See, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. looks like he'll win the race off pit road.
And that race off pit road brought to you by Kroger Click List. You see Stenhouse Jr. gaining a couple spots. Clint Boyer as well. Blaney, Larson drop 1 each.
Every place offers something different and unique.
How do we continue doing this like all the time?
Like a bubble, plays like a ball. Introducing the strongest wubble ball of them all. It's Super Wubble. We invented Expandium, the strongest, stretchiest wubble material ever. Expandium is better at resisting punctures and tears and keeps Super Wubble squishy, bouncy fun everywhere. It's super smashable. Wait, did that just happen? Every Super Wubble comes with quick patches so you can keep on playing. Do it all with the Super Wubble Bubble Ball. Batteries not included. Must be 18 years or older to order.
Hi, I'm Joan London. Today's senior living communities have never been better, and nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. A Place for Mom is a free service to help you find a place that fits your parents' budget, needs, and personalities. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family. We know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom to get your free ebook on financing senior care. Call 1-800-215-6073.
Speeding penalties for the 19 of Suarez and the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And so those two got hit going faster than the 35 miles per hour. They're supposed to only be able to go 30. NASCAR gives them a 5-mile-per-hour cushion. Field approaching the Geico restart zone. It is Blaney and Larson. Blaney up top, Larson down below.
Just like last night, that outside line seems to be the preferred line to restart. Look at Larson struggling off of turn 2.
Look at their catching. Kyle Busch just came off pit road. You know, they're still working on the car. He's going to have to fight hard here to keep from going. This would put him 3 laps down.
Yeah, he's going to have to drive hard. He knows that he cannot afford to go down another lap. We're going to have a lot of cars getting the wave around, a lot of cars getting the lucky dog. It's going to make it difficult for him if he's 3 down. 2 down is doable.
And if you're Ryan Blaney, I think that's your goal. I think you want to put him 3 down. You don't want to give this guy any hope at all.
Eric Jones giving Jimmy Johnson a little bit of bumper down there in 3. Turn 2 for the 3rd position.
Harvick's up to 2nd and a little wiggle up top, but it's Ryan Blaney trying to put Kyle Busch a lap down, another lap down.
Hard to come back from 2, but it's much harder to come back from 3, and Blaney knows that. But we saw it earlier. Before this caution, the 18 car was fast, even with that damage, and right now he's driving away from Blaney.
Yeah, he's missing that tailpiece, and if you take that tailpiece off, that should, in theory, increase downforce on the back of the car and take away a little bit of drag. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
Absolutely. I think it takes away a little drag and adds downforce. But this is a short track, and short tracks, they aren't required if they come off with damage. Kelly?
Keep back there behind the pits in the garage. You'll see the one of Jamie McMurray. They are changing the hub of the right rear wheel. He said he thought something was broken, maybe that he had a
issues like that. The sport's tough enough. The track's tough enough. Competition's tough enough. You hate to go to the garage area because of a mechanical issue.
Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott side by side. This is for 6th position. Larson restarted on the inside of the front row. This guy I thought was going to be strong tonight, struggling right now to try to find where his car can get speed and grip. Working that top, working that bottom.
Jimmy's working that top. He's committed to running. He could have gotten down in between those two cars. But the lap before this, in the center 3 and 4 and approaching the exit of 4, watch Jimmy Johnson drives in the corner hard like you have to and watch the back of the car. It just is not with him having to chase it, and that's why he lost that position and why Larson came up so quickly on it.
You look at Larson's car, that right rear quarter panel, that damage, I hate to be particular, but I believe that damage is not, that's definitely going to take a little side force out of that car. Anytime you deform the right rear or the right side quarter panel, definitely change the side force and lateral grip of the car, and that could be slightly affecting what he's feeling.
When you say deform, what about the 18? Kyle Busch, he's got a deformed car. He doesn't even have the back part of the car on it, and he seems to be turning faster lap times than anybody on the racetrack.
It's a great shot. You can see the two distinct grooves. Logano's kind of running the middle.
On the quarter panel on the 18 car is kind of flared out. You want that. That's like a wing, like a little spoiler on the right side. Definitely not having that tailpiece is going to decrease drag and maybe increase some downforce. Got a 3-wide battle there. Trevor Bayne trying to get in the middle of this argument. Oh, man, that's tough. It's tough for Trevor on the inside going into that shallow, trying to keep the car low.
Spotter's got to be on the ball right here, letting everybody know where they are. 3 wide and where you're 3 wide. Good job, everyone. That was tight racing. Rutt, what you got going on down there, bud?
Jeff, I was on top of the Peacock pit box when Kyle Busch wrecked, and it almost seemed like slow motion. So I'm wondering, from a driver's perspective, how much can you see? Because it seemed like for a lot of cars that would have been avoidable, but so many of them just kind of stacked up there on the side. From a driver, can you see at all when you're coming out of 4 there?
So when you're in the middle of the corner, so follow Joey Logano right here. So he's right in the middle of the corner. He can't see the exit until now. So that's how quick it happens. And you're running so fast, Junior, that when something happens, these cars just don't stop. And you don't see it. Spotter calls it, but next thing you know, you're in the wreck.
Yeah, this place is so, the banking's so steep. You can't stop for a crash happening right in front of you. Hard to avoid.
So lap 85, and we've already seen a lot of 3 wide, and that normally doesn't work very well at Bristol, but check out what Joey Logano's dealing with. What do you do? Where do you go? You got a fast race car, but...
You get up there with the twos. Keep coming. I'll get tight. Keep her on the high side here. That two's going to roll.
Great information from the spotter. The spotter's watching, knows that 2 car is fast, and told him to go with the 2 car. That's spotter being on his game and paying attention to other cars to help your car. It's not about watching your car, it's about watching other cars.
Starting to see rubber put down on the racetrack as well, not only at the bottom where the PJ1 is down there, but also up top where a lot of cars have been running. Ryan Blaney out in front of the field. He's got to move some of the traffic out of the way to get by.
Hamilton second, moving up high on the inside.
Toyota, let's go places.
The American Classic. A quarter-pound double cheeseburger or chili cheese coney and tots for just $2.99. America. Hurry in for the $2.99 American Classic. This is how you Sonic.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dog.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day. Race day.
Coast for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
When it's too cold for camping, we go camping. When it's too hot to work, we work. Too wet to keep going? Nah. This is the Gator XUV 835 with game-changing heat and air and 3 wide seating. It's never too anything for anything. Nothing runs like a deer. Get $400 off the Gator XUV 835M at any participating John Deere dealer.
Ta-ta-ta-ta.
What are you doing?
I'm enjoying the American Classical.
It's the American Classic, All-American Dog and Tots for $2.99.
I'm sorry, the All-American Dog and
Tots. Give me that.
Choose a chili cheese coney or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger with tots for just $2.99.
Hey, let's go, fellas. It's that time.
Tonight, Sunday Night Football. It doesn't get any bigger or better.
You trying to get your name out there? You do it right now tonight.
Let's take care of business. They're in our house. Sunday Night Football. Let's do our job.
Right on the line, bro. Straight up.
Sunday Night Football, man. You ought to be already hyped. That's when people come alive. Everybody watching.
Your mama, your daddy, don't let them down.
Together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Make sure to tune in on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern for the morning drive. This week, Steve Letarte from NBC Sports, of course, will be joining. Steve, it's a lot of fun with the bag man, Pete Pistone.
I love it. We're only 97 laps in. We already have a lot to talk about, so there's really no telling what could happen in the other 403 laps here at Bristol.
I'm sure you'll be talking about Kyle Busch and what happened on lap 2, but also what's about to happen here. Kevin Harvick has reeled in Ryan Blaney now, and he's been using different lines. He's been running the bottom, he's been running the top.
I want to point out his line. If you watch him entering, he enters lower than anyone else that runs the top. He drives in a little shallower. Watch right here. He's going to have to go low for these lap cars. But once he gets back to the top, and 12 car gets back to the top, our leader, Ryan Blaney, Ryan goes in a lot higher, a lot wider. And I've watched Harvick here for years drive that entry so shallow. Let's see if he does it right here. See how low he is? But he's going to drive up to the wall. See how much he gains right there? Oh, he slipped right there. But the advantage, though, is on entry. He gains so much on entry, and he maintains off, and he just keeps chopping away, chopping away, chopping away. Every time I try to run that line on entry, that little bit lower line, I would push from the center off. I couldn't get the car turned, but I don't know how Harvick does it, man, but he always runs that shallow entry, even running the high line. He never enters right on the cushion.
Another guy
Boyer
chopping away, is Clint Boyer.
And he's running the very bottom. He's committed to the bottom right now.
See how much 4-car drives in? He just drives in so deep. But he's so shallow. I have no idea how he gets his car to turn so well. He's drove that line for years. Let's take a look at how he slipped up there in 3 and 4. Man, he gets in the corner. Just right, got the right rear a little bit in the debris, a little bit in the marbles.
Did you see him? He glanced in the mirror. He knew he lost a lot of momentum, so he did that glance in the mirror to understand where Boyer was, making sure he hadn't caught a lot of ground on him, needing to run a particular line.
Every driver's going to have that moment multiple times tonight. We're not going to see every one of them, but all the drivers are going to have.
Great riding along with Kevin. Watch his eyes. So right now, he's focused on the cars in front of him. He sees all that traffic. He comes off the corner. Now watch his eyes. Right there. That's where he checks the mirror. Every driver does it a little differently. He likes to check it at, he's paying attention to the racetrack, the cars. Now, boom, right there, checks the mirror, understands where Boyer is behind him.
You do that because that's a way to tell whether you've made a good corner. You know, you're going to change some of your corner. You're going to change where you lift, where you get back in the gas. You're going to change the way you drive the corner, and you look in the mirror to see if that was better. And the only way you can tell is whether you pull away from somebody or if they gained on you. Kelly.
Yeah, Junior, you asked, how does Kevin Harvick get the car to turn that well? Well, it wasn't turning before they made that last pit stop. He said he was just way too tight through the middle, and he couldn't put the throttle down on corner exits, so they made a chassis adjustment to help him out. You also notice the different lines he's running. Tim Fito, spotter, said the high line's coming in. Now the low line is too, Marty.
Welcome to the party. Clint Boyer up there in the third spot, trying to get the lead and trying to make that bottom line work, as you guys mentioned up top. Boyer's crew chief, Mike Bugaravich, his wife, is expecting literally any hour now, but he made the decision to stay here. He said, we've had such a terrible weekend. We've thrown every setup at this car. I'm hoping it works tonight. So far, it's worked, fellas.
Well, right now, these Fords are looking very strong up front. 1, 2, and 3. Here comes Harvick. Now with the traffic in front of the 12, Blaney. Harvick gets to the door of Ryan Blaney. Can he make the pass? William Byron up top, holding up Blaney.
Blaney's going to have to get aggressive with this lap traffic, or he's going to be trapped behind him. There he goes to the bottom. The bottom of 1 and 2 is going to work really well all night long. The bottom of 3 and 4, not quite as good as the top.
And Blaney hasn't really been messing with the bottom much. He's been on the top. Boyer and Harvick both have been trying it a little bit, so they may have a better understanding of what the car can do on the bottom. Now Harvick's going to try to jump up on the outside, try to get around him.
Two gets through
this is the deal right here, though. See the double zero car? That's going to be Landon Castle, and that's going to determine what happens right here with this outside lane. Can they get around him, make it 3 wide? How does this going to work out?
That's going to cost Harvick here. Second position if he's not careful.
And Harvick about to lose second to Clint Boyer. Landon Castle in double
Harvick's
zero.
going to go through the middle. He's going to try to force. Oh, he's not. See, if you get aggressive like that, maybe he'll be able to maintain second position. He doesn't want to give it up to Clint Boyer.
That's where Boyer's been running. He knows what his car is going to do on the bottom. That's where he's been the best. So a car that's going to make it work on the bottom, I think Boyer in that 14 Cummins car, he has the best shot at doing it. There he is. He pulled up in front of you.
While all this is happening, look at how far ahead Blaney is now. He's done past one of the big three. Martin Truex Jr.'s a lap down.
Now there are only 21 cars on the lead lap, less than 9 laps to go in stage 1.
They've also run down Kyle Busch. He had a half a straightaway, almost a 3/4 straightaway on the leader.
And remember, with all this trouble in front of Blaney, he was leading this race in the spring and got in a wreck with lap traffic. See this 3 wide. Boyer trying to get by those 2 lap cars.
That's Benedetto in the 32. He's trying to find the line.
Watch him in front of you. Watch him in front of you.
Under 7 laps to go. Clint Boyer up to second. Able to get by the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Now Ryan Blaney. Less than 6 laps to go to the end of stage 1.
Ryan Blaney, he doesn't have many stage points. He wants to win this stage. He only has 4 stage points, so Clint Boyer has a few more than him.
You see this bottom lane is starting not to work for Boyer. Look how much of a run Harvick is getting on corner exit. Now we're going back to the 9 of Chase Elliott.
Slowing the track is Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and he looks like he's going to come to pit road before the end of stage 1. He was in 12th position when he decided to dive onto pit road. Here comes Eric Almirola in the 10.
And he had come from 27th after that speeding penalty on pit road, so he had a good race car.
Marty.
It's a flat tire for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., guys. They're on pit road right now with 3 laps to go here in the stage, and one of the fastest cars that entire time.
Harvick's got back by Boyer to second. Ryan Blaney, he's got a parking lot in front of him, trying to get by. Laps winding down, less than 2 to go, but here comes Harvick. And we know how aggressive Harvick will be to win a stage. Blaney trying to get by.
Got Truex also in there trying to get his lap back if possible.
And David Ragan, that 38 car, he's on the lead lap, trying to stay on that lead lap with only 1 lap to go.
Here comes Harvick. Final lap. Coming to the checkered flag. Photo finish for the stage ending. Blaney does it. Harvick so aggressive. It was 3 thousandths of a second that Harvick missed winning that stage.
I say that's a photo finish.
Yes, it is.
Wow. I don't know if I can take a whole lot more of this. This is
that was just stage 1. Just stage 1. Ryan Blaney. That is his 5th stage win of 2018. Fan favorite Ryan Blaney is only driver to lead over 500 in 2018 without a win. And it was just that close for young Ryan Blaney.
Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I got a name. I've got a name, and I carry it with me like my daddy did. But I'm living the dream that he kept here, moving me down the highway, moving the
Those who live up to their names make one for themselves. Goodyear, more driven.
When injuries ravaged Ken's team, he went out and found the next big name player in little-known running back Pico Jones-Parker Jankovic Jones-Parker III. Feel the winds, Kenneth.
Driving wind and rain can cost you thousands in repairs. Hi, Phil Swift here. This storm season, get the entire family of Flex Seal products. Everyone loves Flex Seal, the easy way to coat, seal, protect, and stop leaks fast. This rubberized coating creates a super strong barrier. It's actually liquid rubber in a can. And our incredible Flex Seal liquid starts out super thick and turns into a strong, flexible rubber that creates a watertight seal that lasts for years. With Flex Shot, you can caulk, bond, and seal out the elements. Simply push the trigger to make quick repairs. And for big storm damage, there's Flex Tape, the super strong waterproof tape. Heavy wind and rain can destroy your home, but Flex Glue holds on tight, even in the toughest conditions. Just like batteries and flashlights, make the Flex Seal family part of your storm preparation kit.
NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official fan refreshment of NASCAR. FanDuel. This season, there's more ways to win on FanDuel. Ford, going further so you can. And by Sonic. Get a chili cheese coney or quarter-pound cheeseburger with tots for $2.99. Take another look at how close it was between Ryan Blaney and Kevin Harvick. This is for the stage win. Harvick has him, and then Blaney on the high side, 0.003 of a second, gets the stage win. And how close is that? Well, I said photo finish. That was close. And they're getting ready to come to pit road. Again, NASCAR scoring has to get them all in line before they open up pit road.
Not only pit stops, but our adjustments are going to be important because the sun is finally set. The track is going to continue to change. So, Kelly, we're going to see which crew chief makes the right adjustments on their race car.
And Kevin Harvick did not like the adjustments the Ford team made the last time on pit road, so they're going to go back on those. He said he has no rear grip. The Ford car just snaps sideways, he said, when he tries to run up top. They're also going to make an air pressure adjustment for Kevin Harvick. 4 tires and fuel, Marty.
His teammate Clint Boyer finished third, Kelly, in stage 1. He said the car was too free on entry. They debated on a wedge adjustment, and Boyer waved that off. Said, you know what? It's going to take too much time. Just give me an air pressure adjustment. Up front, Ryan Blaney with a nice stage win and a fun battle with Kevin Harvick. He said he was loose on entry, but needs more center turn, so they're going to make a wedge adjustment, Kelly. Parker.
And Marty, Eric Jones is going to pit out of 8th place. He was as high as 3rd in that stage, but then came across radio screaming how loose he was. At one point, he thought he had a tire going down. They're going to do 4 Goodyear tires, an air pressure, and a wedge adjustment.
Both 6th place Eric Almirola and 5th place Kyle Larson did the same thing on this run. They went to the bottom. Almirola used it to his success moving up. Kyle Larson got some spots back, but Larson's really unhappy with his race car. Lots of adjustments to the 42 and lots of loss of position on pit road.
I would say that has to be happy Harvick. His crew got him out first off of pit road.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event, and now is the best time to buy.
You ready for this, Junior?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
No pressure. That's just my favorite boat.
Boom. Make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. And get our best deal of the summer. 0% financing for 60 months on F-150. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $2,800 bonus cash on a 2018 F-150 XLT equipped with 2.7-liter EcoBoost.
Search for a really strong glue that's clear.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Clear glue. Clear Gorilla Glue.
Of course. Gorilla Glue strength in a crystal clear formula for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
The American Classic. A quarter-pound double cheeseburger or chili cheese coney and tots for just $2.99. America. Hurry in for the $2.99 American Classic. This is how you Sonic.
I think I'm going to try buying tires online.
TireRack.com can help you with that.
I guess I could buy the same ones I have.
No need to guess.
Our tire decision guide gives you all the right options.
Someone should invent a tire decision guide or something.
Can he not hear us?
Right now, you can get this special offer when you buy a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. For details, go to TireRack.com/Goodyear offer. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
This isn't just college football. This is something great.
Oh, it's Saturday night.
It's 130 years of rivalry, of history. Now, we're not here to brag or salute. We're here to light a spark and start this season off big. This isn't just college football. This is Michigan, Notre Dame, in primetime on NBC.
Monster Energy Cup Series racing from Bristol. It's the Bass Pro Shops NRA night race. In 2 weeks, Darlington Raceway is going to host the official throwback weekend of NASCAR, classic paint schemes, all the great legends of the sport on hand. And you can be there too. Visit NASCAR.com/tickets if you want tickets for that race. Should be a great one. Speaking of great ones, Rutledge Wood. You found a great place to party, right?
Rick, you know I did. Dale Jr. told me I had to come find the best party at the track, and it's so good that there's even people here that look like me. That's so weird, man. I like your plaid shirt. Guys, Old Smoky Moonshine took this roof, turned it into a party deck, and look around. Everybody's having a great time. Look, we even got Cole Trickle fans here. I prefer the Kyle Petty fans when they have theirs, but guys, a great view down here. Look at all the action. It's right there on the other side of us, and the bar is huge, Junior. This was a great assignment, buddy.
Junior, you sitting down there? Is that how that works?
I'm just a little jealous. That's all.
It looks like a lot of traffic up on top of that.
You know, if I wasn't up here, that's where I'd want to be, having a good time, hanging out.
The 48, by the way, of Jimmy Johnson got caught for speeding.
So watch this 9 car. He's rolling off pit road. He's got 2 cars in front of him. Right now, he's in 3rd. So he doesn't want to start on the outside lane, on the inside lane. So look at him stop. He gives Boyer that spot. Now, he almost got run into by Almirola doing it, but that's going to allow him to start. So listen on Riders to Ride On. You heard the brake squealing right there. He actually got on the brakes, and now you see he's lined up on the outside lane in 4th.
Field approaching the Geico restart zone. Kevin Harvick on the high side. Ryan Blaney down low. Harvick jets out front. Chase Elliott on the high side in the 9. Going to try that same line that Kevin Harvick was able to use to get by Blaney. And now Blaney slides in behind the 9 of Elliott. Chase Elliott is going to take the lead away from Kevin Harvick at Bristol.
And all that started with his spotter giving him that information on pit road. It takes a team to win these races. It's not just about the driver.
Look at Kurt Busch running around the top, trying to make it 3 wide on the outside of his teammate.
That thing looks Bristol ready, man. Got tape on her. Ready to go.
Every piece of tape make you a little faster here. He's making that outside work. His teammate Harvick is going to be forced into that outside groove. He's going to have to make it work, too, to stay ahead of Ryan Blaney. Blaney trying to come through on the bottom. Doesn't quite clear him off of turn 4. Joey Logano, this is off the left front of his car, trying to stay down in that adhesive that they added to the track. Guys are still trying to use it. So Clint Boyer said it was wearing out, but look at our leaders. They're all down in there trying to use it.
See, Harvick's struggling a little bit. He did this in a restart prior to this as well. Later in the run, though, he came on. Let's see if that's what happens this run as well. Busch way to the top.
You were talking about that substance at the bottom of the track. It's called PJ1. That's after the guy who now owns the company, PJ Harvey. It was originally designed as a high-temperature coating for NASA, and it has now gone on to be a part of drag racing and a part of NASCAR as well.
Here comes Larson back in the conversation. He struggled. He was the fastest car in practice. Had a 50-lap run. Who runs a 50-lap run in practice anywhere, much less Bristol? But his car was so good, and he was still 4th on average with 50 laps straight. He's back in the conversation here. He's fell back throughout the race, but looks like they've improved his car on the last stop.
Junior, it's funny you mentioned average. Wow, that's close. He said, we're a long way from being, and he paused and then said average. So that's why they went to work so hard on it. Looks like they've made progress.
That's a great shot from that side, Cam. And Busch got in front of Morrison and just went to the bottom. Keep that spot.
Goes right back to the top. Whoa! Larson trying to stay in. He's still loose. He just slipped right up out of that groove. And it's hard for these guys. They made this PJ1 a little narrow compared to the last race, and the guys are having a hard time keeping the rights in it, if at all. So they're only being able to keep sometimes they can keep the rights in it if they run real tidy around the bottom. Let's take a look at the replay. See, he slipped again right there. A hard time. Drives down in the corner here. He's not in it very much, and he's really loose.
You got to commit to it. You got to get in it. If you're out of it, it's no grip whatsoever.
Yeah, the middle is a no man's land. Yes. You either got to be right on the bottom or right on the top. Nobody's car is going to be driving through the middle of the track very good.
Larson goes back up high now. Eric Jones in the 20. Those two fighting for the 8th position. Elliott Sadler has a half a second lead over Ryan Blaney. Then it is 6 Fords in a row. Blaney, Harvick, Logano, Boyer, Kurt Busch, and Almirola. Chase Elliott, actually race leader, sorry.
All those guys still working the bottom out front. The only guy that's top right now, 3rd place, Kevin Harvick. You see these guys here battling. Eric Jones can't seem to get that bottom to work good enough, and they're just switching back and forth. Man, I'm not loving the top, so I'm going back to the bottom. I don't really love the bottom. Let's go back to the top. Looking at their card, listening to their team, listening to their spotters, tell them about lap time. What is faster? Sometimes they'll run the bottom of 1 and 2, the top 3 and 4.
How about Trevor Bayne?
Trevor Bayne's having a great race.
Yes, he is. His home state, Tennessee. He's a Tennessee guy.
No fluke. He had good speed in practice. Him and his teammate both had great race cars this weekend.
Think about this guy. He was asked to get out of this car some. Brought in Matt Kenseth, bring in some experience. They've been struggling, trying to find some speed for all the Roush racing, not just this car. And Trevor Bayne having a great night. It's got to feel good to him, Marty.
The pride of Knoxville, Tennessee, as you say, and he came out to the Tennessee fight song Rocky Top when he was introduced to the fans here at Bristol tonight. A little bit too tight for Bayne. What makes him the happiest, they started 23rd. It was steady progress through the field, down in the top 10 for Trevor Bayne. He's ninth.
Trevor Bayne looking very strong. I mentioned earlier Elliott Sadler. That was on my mind because Elliott Sadler announced earlier this week that he was going to be retiring from racing in NASCAR. Well, the very next day, another announcement comes out. Casey Kane, the driver of the 95, said he will also retire from NASCAR racing full-time at the end of the 2018 season. So a huge announcement for Casey Kane, who has been a staple in the Cup Series for almost 15 years now.
Yeah, you're talking about a driver who has 18 career wins. He's won at the Brickyard, run a lot of big races, but we ran into him early in the weekend out in the bus lot, Rick, and he seemed at peace. I don't want to say that he was excited to retire, but look at that move to the bottom of the 78. He just seemed like he was ready to move on to the next chapter of his life and perhaps his driving career. I don't think he's done behind the wheel.
We give every Honda ATV and side-by-side the technology you need to seize the day. Class-leading technology like automatic dual-clutch transmission. Exclusive to Honda, the DCT lets you ride in automatic mode or manual mode, so you get sporty off-road performance and workhorse muscle all in one. And now you can seize the day and seize the deals with factory-to-dealer incentives on the Honda ATV or Pioneer side-by-side you've been waiting for. It's all happening at the Honda 4-Wheel Clearance Event, going on now.
Ta-ta-ta-ta.
What are you doing?
I'm enjoying the American Classical.
It's the American Classic, All-American Dog and Tots for $2.99.
I'm sorry, the All-American Dog and
Tots. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Give me that.
Choose a chili cheese coney or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger with tots for just $2.99.
Oh, you finally fixed the chair.
You know it.
Whoa! Gorilla Glue. Of course.
Gorilla Glue expands into the materials to form an incredibly strong bond for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Get ready for an all-new Auto Trader. Search with all new speed. Shop with all new control. Now with the power of Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor on Auto Trader, so you'll know the price is fair. Supercharge your search and find your next car faster than ever. Shop all the cars like never before with the all-new Auto Trader.
All rise for Premier League mornings on NBCSN.
It's Monster Energy Cup Series racing from Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum. As these cars continue to rocket around this half-mile racetrack, Kevin Harvick trying to chase down Chase Elliott.
Rick, we were mentioning maybe 20 laps ago how most everyone was around the bottom of the racetrack. Well, now it seems as the tires age, the cars are migrating to the top of the racetrack. We see the 9, Chase Elliott, leader of the race, ran the bottom to clear those 2 lap cars, but now goes right back to the top. So, guys, it seems like maybe what you have to do is new tire at the bottom, old tire up top.
Kevin Harvick seems to be making a lot of time running that top. If he can run that top, he's been able to run down Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's struggling a little bit there with that lap traffic. Chase is still running the bottom, though. He hasn't moved to the top just yet, but as this 4 car gets closer, he's going to get that information from his spotter. He's probably going to be moving up there soon.
One thing about this 4 car, we talked about it when they dropped the green flag. He did not have the grip he needed. You saw Chase Elliott, how loose he was coming off turn 4 right there, but as these runs go on, Kevin Harvick gets better and better. You can see that run he gets by running this high line. Watch what happens right here. They kind of stay even. Harvick starts to catch him, and now watch him gain down the straightaway.
And, Jeff, I think, and Steve might agree, the racetrack certainly has gone through a change here. The sun has gone down, gotten a lot cooler here at Bristol, and you can pretty much go through the top 5. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, all these guys saying their car has all of a sudden gone so loose. Got to keep up with the racetrack. That's one big key.
If it's hard, it changes because it'll rubber up, tighten up. They have a caution. They'll take all that rubber off. That changes the racetrack again. Harvick, the only problem is that Chase running that bottom, he's having an easier time with the lap cars because most of the lap traffic is up high. So anytime, as Harvick closes in, he encounters the trouble with the lap traffic because his line is in the high groove. Look at Chase. Chase sees him coming, so he's going to go, I got a little space here. I'm going to go up there and try that top groove, see if I can find a little speed up there and slow down this gain that the 4 car has on me.
Check this out. We have great cameras, so we get to go on board with both drivers and follow along on the racetrack. So look at Chase Elliott. He looks loose to me. He looks like he's going to have to turn the wheel back to the right in the middle of the corner or next. See that little correct? See that right there? He's too loose. He's just not making enough grip. Harvick, he's got his hands nice, steady, and smooth. His car's allowing him to do that. Look at the work Chase Elliott's having to do versus Harvick. This is only a matter of time. When you see 2 drivers like that, how much easier it is for Harvick right now versus Chase Elliott.
Chase is running that high line also for the first handful of laps. Doesn't really have it figured out just yet. Continues to struggle up there. Harvick goes to the bottom. The bottom of 1 and 2 isn't bad. There's some grip down there. Not quite as good in 3 and 4. Oh, look at Harvick. He has a big moment there. Quickly recovers the car. Gets good information for the spotter. Sit back, relax, get back in your rhythm. Try to run that 9 down again.
Do a little assessment right now, making sure that it's not something wrong with the car. Maybe you just missed the line.
Look here. He charges that entry. Trying to get back to the throttle, get the throttle down, steps the right rear out. Watch his hands.
Clear.
Hear the throttle. Yep. Hear that debris on the tire hitting the wheel well. He's out of the groove, up in the marbles. Take about a corner or 2 to get that off the tires, and you go back at it.
You just, at that point, it's survival mode. You just don't wreck, and then you go back and attack. And that's what I think is so fascinating. You and I drove race cars, and Harvick can't quit. I mean, he can't just say, hey, my car's loose, and you know, he's got to go and attack. He's got to find a way to deal with that issue that all of a sudden developed. He wasn't having it. We were riding along with him, and then boom, all of a sudden he's loose.
I want to take a look at tonight's Subway Fresh Take. Parker Kligerman.
Hey guys, I'm here on the Peacock pit box, and I know I've been in the car. I've been told it's really loud. It's incredibly loud up here. How loud? Watch this. Take my mic away. There's nothing there, and that's the thing. It's so loud. I know in the car it's intense, but up here on this box, it's incredible. And I know one other thing. I was supposed to continue to talk about how loud it is, but this view of these cars coming through here in the finish of stage 1 was awesome. You can see the driver's side and everything. So cool being up here.
That's what 140 decibels sounds like. He is right there in turn 4.
We got trouble. The 4 car, Kelly.
Kevin Harvick saying that he either has a right front flat or a wheel coming off, so he said immediately, I'm coming in. They're going to give him 4 Goodyear tires.
Wonder if when he got out of the groove, he picked up some debris or ran over something with that right side and had a slow leak.
Yeah, or if he had a slow leak and that's what caused him to get out of the groove. It's really hard to know. Go from battling for the lead to being on pit road under green here at Bristol.
That doesn't mean that we don't still have a battle for the lead. We take a look. Ryan Blaney is closed in on the leader, Chase Elliott. Been a couple car links here. Ryan Blaney's moved to the top, found some great speed. He's back into battle here. He was fading back into 3rd position. Racing with his good friend, Chase Elliott. These 2 guys are going on vacation this week after this race. Cup Series takes a week off.
Wasn't your dad and Terry going on vacation when they were
That's right. Dad and Terry were going on a hunting trip. Then the old man spun him out. They didn't go hunting.
One of them went hunting.
That'll ruin a vacation.
One of them was hunting Saturday night.
Wow, look at that. What a great camera view that is, showing how difficult it is. These guys got their hands full. Look at that splitter bouncing across the racetrack. They are driving that groove all the way to the fence in turn 1 and 2. Any small little mistake, they're right in the fence. Blaney backs up the center of the corner to get this great run on the bottom here.
Gonna try the bottom, interload, get all 4 tires in that sticky stuff if you can. This is where it's hard to get grip on corner exit because you have to turn the steering wheel so much harder. It's hard to get the rear tires to hook up.
Man, he gave it a good shot there. That was a great try. I mean, smart to back the corner up 3. He knows 1 and 2 on the bottom is going to have a little more grip. In the bottom. Oh, look at him put the pressure on here.
He's not done trying. He knows he's faster than Chase.
Oh, look at him put the. They might not be going on vacation.
That might change quickly here if Blaney puts the bumper to him, but he's going to try to race him clean.
Oh, man.
He's got him now.
That's what you like to see, man. 2 good friends, but they race hard on the racetrack. Look at the brakes glowing on that 12 car up front.
Blaney said he loved watching his dad in the Bristol night race. Now he's leading it. Ryan Blaney up front again at Bristol.
Look at Almirola. Almirola in the conversation now. Moved up to 2nd place. Where did he come from?
Action's all over this racetrack. Go back a few laps ago. Timmy Hill, Daniel Suarez, contact. Come on back for some more.
My girl has love in her heart and peppermint in her blood.
She saw her family get murdered and the guys who did it walked.
How does one even begin to recover from something like that?
Corrupt judges, dirty cops.
You think that you're gonna have justice?
Watch me. Do I have your attention?
Peppermint. Rated R. September 7th.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef. No, corn-fed. On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
Final play. Under pressure. 4 ways to win. Oh, he's got him.
I'm Sammy Wynn.
And I'm John Moreways. As multi-sport megastars, we win a lot on the field.
And we want to help you win off the field.
Which is why we're teaming up with FanDuel. This season, FanDuel is hosting their biggest free Survivor contest ever with $250K up for grabs. Ma'am?
There's more ways to win on FanDuel. Play Survivor for free and you can win $250K.
And for the Philadelphia Eagles, the dream has finally come true.
Tell me when you're ready. We're always ready. Tell me when you're ready. We're always ready. I mean it, I said it. You thought it was in it, but we're always ready. We're always ready. Tell me when you're ready. We're always ready. Tell us when you're ready. We're always ready. Tell us when you're ready. We're always ready. We meant it, we said it. You thought it was in it, but we're always ready. We're always ready. Tell us when you're ready.
Caution here, Bristol for a spin by David Reagan. Pit stops happening right now for the leaders. Top of your screen, Joey Logano said his car was much better. He was running third when that caution came out. His teammate Ryan Blaney right behind him took the lead at lap 193. At lap 170, he said, we are in trouble. The car's so loose. Clearly, it got better. And Chase Elliott was worried that he had a right front, maybe either going down or he had used it up too much. Car got way too tight at the end of the run, Parker.
And a solid night for Eric Jones. He's run the top 10 that entirety of this stage. Just really loose inside that 20 car. He's been begging for them to tighten him up, and especially so he can actually use that track bar to go up to help it turn in the center. 4 tires, Dave.
Fifth place, Kyle Larson has the best pit box. Will that help him here? Second place, Eric Almirola up into that second place position, running all over the racetrack. Slight adjustment for the 10.
And Joey Logano, a great race off of pit road. The reason for the 4th caution that came out, the 38 of David Reagan, he was in the way a little bit earlier. The 12 got into him, but there you saw Eric Almirola get into the back. Around goes to 38. Caution comes out.
Welcome.
Hi there.
So what do you look for in a vehicle?
Sleek designs. Performance.
Dependability is top on my list. Well, then here's some vehicles that deliver on that.
Whoa.
Wow. Oh, geez.
That's our truck.
It's our truck.
And they're our cars.
That's my Chevy. Chevy's the only brand to have earned J.D. Power Dependability Awards across cars, trucks, and SUVs 3 years in a row.
Awesome. I'm proud.
Oh, it's like a dynasty. It's impressive.
Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Glue, the super strong rubberized glue. Flex Glue's a powerful adhesive with amazing instant grab. It locks into place and it holds on tight. Flex Glue acts like a magnet. Even this heavy brick is gonna stick. And our Pro formula has even more instant grab, so you can tackle the biggest jobs. Now there's Flex Glue for everything you do. With Flex Glue, you don't need screws or nails. Perfect for all types of repairs. To show you the power of Flex Glue, all these parts were Flex Glued together to build the Flex Glue 4x4. Slamming into giant logs, Flex Glue holds this beast together. Yeah! Get Flex Glue plus a handy size of the Flex Seal family of products for $19.99. Call now.
Well, with 48 to go in the second stage at Bristol, all the leaders come to pit road, and what does that do? That opens up an opportunity for the 4 of Kevin Harvick, the 18 of Kyle Busch, the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They stay on the racetrack. They take the wave around, go from 2 laps down to 1 lap down. That could be a difference maker throughout the rest of the night. And they know that a caution is coming up in 47 laps after the green flag comes back out, so that means that somebody will get the free pass. Logano won the race off pit road. He leads them back to the green. And look who's back in the picture. Kyle Larson in the 42 on the high side.
And Joey Logano, his pit crew got him out first. Great stop by those guys.
A bit of damage to the back of the 22 of Logano. He's been hit. Kyle Larson working that higher line. Ryan Blaney just behind him. And Chase Elliott has fallen back to 4th.
Now they all go down to the bottom. Larson was working the top, trying to make a gain on that 22. Moving around, trying to find speed. Back to the top.
rest of the competition has to be a little bit worried right now. Kyle Larson is the highest scored lap down car running 20th. If he stays there, if Kyle Busch stays there, he could get the free pass, get back on the lead lap.
Kyle Larson jumping up on the top, and remember that
coming.
Marty gave us a report earlier that he was way too tight. Other people now are saying the track's loosened up. Maybe that's played into Kyle Larson's advantage.
He certainly had the fast car. Practice is puzzling why his car was so off the start of the race. Maybe the track had just, with the rain and the reapplying of the PJ1, just altered the track that much. Ryan Blaney putting a lot of pressure on Larson now. Look at that, right on him.
Look at the sparks off the 22 car.
The patch up there on the top of turn 2.
It's rough.
Bottoming out the trailing arm mounts.
See, that's Chase Elliott. Almirola's behind those guys. Those Stewart-Haas cars do not seem to fire off well on restarts. He was driving to the front before that caution. Now he's battling to stay in 5th.
The youth movement right now in the top 6. Logano, Larson, Blaney, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Eric Jones, all in the top 6.
And Logano, he ran the bottom of 1 and 2, the top of 3 and 4. No real consistency yet in the lines these guys are choosing, especially on the newer tire.
See, Larson knew he couldn't make that pass, just rolled in behind the 22, went back to the top, then immediately to the bottom to get side by side.
He's got a chance down here. If he can hit 1 and 2 just right on the bottom, there's good speed down there.
This is where it's hard, trying to get the rear tires to hook up right there. It's so hard.
And now he's committed to the bottom.
Missed the very bottom right here, though. He just didn't keep all 4 tires in that sticky stuff.
Got to jump up in front of Blaney here. Blaney's got to run. Blaney's to his outside quarter now. Blaney may be taking this position.
That all started back in 3 and 4 when Larson just didn't hit his marks. He was 2 feet higher than he needed to be while we're on the bottom. That's how precise you have to be, and it's so hard at this racetrack. Half-mile racetrack, 32 degrees banking. It's so fast. You drive in a corner just a little bit too far, using too much throttle, and you can't hit your marks. That's what we saw Kyle Larson do.
They're going 120 miles an hour, so I have to give him a little bit of leeway there. You guys say if he misses the line by 6 inches.
Well, now that we're not doing it anymore, we get to be critical.
Easy to be critical up here. Logano trying to hold off Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, 2 very hungry drivers back here behind Logano.
Check this out. 5 cars racing for the lead here at Bristol.
Logano's altered his line just a little bit, making a little bit of a lower, backing up the center and turning and running off the bottom.
Let's listen to Kyle Larson. He's got some things to say.
22 is going to break that right side track bar now. He's 5 miles like crazy.
So sparks we were seeing off of turn 2.
Either the trailing arm mounts or the right side track bar. Hitting the ground across that bump. It's a pretty significant bump. It's about the only place on the track you will bottom out the chassis. You see the air pressures come up. It's going to bottom out less. It'll clear itself over time.
Chase Elliott drives to the bottom.
Look at Larson trying to get to the bottom, trying to turn. He backs up the center of the corner. Slow down here. Turns down the racetrack, trying to get a good run, get to that quarter panel. 17 back on pit road, Marty.
Yeah, contact with the wall again, guys, for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. It was a fantastic battle between Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick trying to get the free pass. They were really duking it out. Right now, Kyle Busch has that, but in the midst of that, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. made contact with the wall.
He's going to put him 3 laps down. He's coming back on the racetrack.
And back into traffic as there are just 28 laps to go in stage 2. Joey Logano out front as we go NASCAR nonstop.
You don't realize what a difference they make until you realize what a difference they make. The all-new Ram 1500 why more people are switching to Ram than ever core.
Now get an average $9,433 in total values on the all-new 2019 Ram 1500.
Pizza Hut always has the $7.99 deal you can get delivered. So why go anywhere else? Don't just make it pizza night. Make it Pizza Hut Pizza Night and get your favorites delivered. Large 2-topping pizzas just $7.99. Order online now. One more way no one out pizzas the Hut.
You know their world, but discover what happens on the other side of the street.
Did you pick that outfit out yourself?
I unsewed your mother and I made a jacket out of her.
What a delicate little flower you are.
Give Mama the carrot.
We are not in the Briar Patch anymore, boys!
What you doing, boy? Turn in that blood clot.
Someone is killing puppets.
Want to help me get out of here?
I'm gonna try something. I thought it was a shoe!
The Happy Time Murders, rated R, in theaters Friday.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah,
Arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? But turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
Pizza Hut always has the $7.99 deal you can get delivered. So why go anywhere else? Don't just make it pizza night. Make it Pizza Hut Pizza Night and get your favorites delivered. Large 2-topping pizzas just $7.99. Order online now. One more way no one out pizzas the Hut.
And for the Philadelphia Eagles, the dream has finally come true.
Tell me when you're ready. Tell me when you're ready. I mean it, I said it. You thought it was it. We're always ready. Tell me when you're ready. We're always ready. Tell us when you're ready. Tell us when you're ready. We meant it, we said it. You thought it was it. We're always ready. Tell us when you're ready.
Well, Rick, it's that time of the race. 18 to go before the end of the second stage. That means NASCAR Fantasy Live. If you're going to go to the garage, if you're going to make a move, you have 17 more laps to do it. I really think, guys, the question is Kyle Busch. I'm sure everyone had him in his lineup. He wrecks at lap 2. He's run most of the race 2 laps down. Now he sits in the free pass position. At 16 more laps, he'll be back on the lead lap. So, Junior, is Kyle Busch in the garage or in your lineup?
He's in my lineup. It's Bristol. It's a long race. A lot can happen. He's already gotten 1 lap back. He's got great speed in his car. Let's take a replay. You saw the... Yeah. A little loose into turn 3. He's been struggling all night. Loose on corner entry. You saw on nonstop, the 42 and the 12. Just an amazing save by Blaney. Great car control by both drivers in that situation, and allowed Chase Elliott to get around them both.
And if those two guys don't do this great job of driving, not only do they wreck, but that 9 car Chase Elliott, he's in a wreck also. This shot.
Awesome. Up. Outside 9.
Look at this contact.
Opportunity for the 9 car, and he's up to second.
Joey Logano, Chase Elliott. And it's Kyle Larson, Eric Almirola, Ryan Blaney, Eric Jones, Clint Boyer, Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, Alex Bowman, all in the top 10.
Chase Elliott's coming hard on Joey Logano. He has run him down.
Chase Elliott knows he needs some stage points. He needs some playoff points. He's already in the playoffs, Marty.
And Rick, he also knows how this car progresses throughout a run. They start extremely loose at the beginning of the run, but then the car comes to them the longer they run. They've shown that all night long, so trying to take advantage here and steal the lead from Joey Logano.
Under 10 laps to go now.
Joey turning down the racetrack there. Dave, what you got?
Hey, Junior, earlier this week, Kyle Larson was asked if the bottom grip isn't as good as maybe it's been in the past as he tries to make this pass. Is that advantage you because you work so well on the top? And Larson said, no, not necessarily. I want options. And you can tell because the 42 has been on the high line, he's been on the low line, he's been working both to try to make passes tonight. Here he goes back to the high side.
We just saw Larson put the bumper to the back of the 9 of Chase Elliott. Elliott goes back to the bottom of the racetrack. And Logano staying up high.
Junior, you talked about Joey Logano's line, how unique it is. See how he turns down the corner. Look at this battle.
It's a battle for the lucky dog, Kyle Busch and Harvick.
And Kyle was way ahead of Harvick. I thought Harvick was having a problem a little bit ago, but Harvick's running down. This is to be the first car lap down to get that free pass. This will be a heck of a battle here. This will be like racing for the win.
To get back on the lead lap and have a chance. It's the last known caution that these drivers will have in front of them less than 5 laps from the end of stage 2.
Pick your battle. Which one do you want to follow? The right side of your screen, it's who's going to get the free pass, Kyle Busch or Kevin Harvick. On the left side of your screen, who's going to get the stage win? The 22 of Joe Logano, the 9 of Chase Elliott.
And Kyle Larson has backed off because he said it just went tight all of a sudden. They said, be careful, because that happened to the 18, and then he blew a tire.
That's a smart move, Dave. If you're having a problem like that, you're probably not going to get the stage win anyway. Just back off a little bit, save your tires.
He's still just about 10 car lengths behind that battle for the lead. You see, there he is in the screen on the right. Just taking it easy, trying to get to the end.
Look at Harvick side by side, almost. I don't know what to watch here, Steve.
On the left, it's the race for the stage win. On the right, they're racing for the free pass. Right now, Kyle Busch has the free pass position, but Harvick fighting for it as they're in traffic. Logano also fighting traffic, trying to get this win in stage 2. But here comes Chase Elliott on the back bumper. What will he do to get the stage win? Will he put the bumper to the 22? Coming out of the final turn, it'll be a drag race again. Logano is able to get it. Here comes the 18 and the 4. Those two fighting. As soon as the caution comes out, the 10th driver goes by, and there it is. The 18 of Kyle Busch in position for the free pass. What a battle on this track.
That was awesome. Hey, one thing to note. So Kyle Busch, you'll be the first guy lap down, but that puts Harvick as the only car 1 lap down right now. So if nothing strange happens, he should be the next guy to be in that position.
That's Logano's 3rd stage win of 2018. And, of course, with his win already this season, he's locked into the playoffs. So there's a playoff point helping him advance through the playoffs. But he wants to win here. Thunder Valley.
Hey! Chuck Norris? Can you sign my Tacoma?
I'll be glad to.
From the fist of a legend rises a new action star. A hero who's there to save the day and the night. So fearless, so rugged, he's tough as Chuck.
You replaced me with a truck?
Toyota, let's go places.
Like a bubble, plays like a ball. Introducing the strongest wubble ball of them all. It's Super Wubble. We invented Expandium, the strongest, stretchiest wubble material ever. Expandium is better at resisting punctures and tears and keeps Super Wubble squishy, bouncy fun everywhere. It's super smashable. Wait, did that just happen? Every Super Wubble comes with quick patches so you can keep on playing. Do it all with the Super Wubble Bubble Ball. Batteries not included. Must be 18 years or older to order.
At touchofmodern.com, things you'd never think possible are totally attainable. The shoes are handmade. The furniture glows. The drones fly themselves. And today only at touchofmodern.com, get $25 credit for every $100 you spend on everything from high-quality watches, fashion, tech, and home. We bring something new and unexpected to your life every day. So go to touchofmodern.com today and be the first to take advantage of this exclusive one-day offer.
Sonic's American Classic just got better. Get a 100% pure beef all-American dog, chili cheese coney, or quarter-pound double cheeseburger with tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
We mentioned at the top of the show just the atmosphere and the great racing that happens under the lights at this racetrack, and we just saw that was the end of the stage, and they were fighting for that win.
Well, we picked 2 battles. There are about 6 other ones out there. Those in our minds were the most important. Rick, I think they might have heard us high five. I mean, that was some great racing. We didn't know who to follow, guys. How about over in the driver's booth? Could you pick which battle you were supposed to follow?
There was so much going on in both those, it's hard to pick which one, but amazing job by Kyle Busch to go up against one of the best in the business to be able to get that lucky dog.
And that is what's so awesome about Bristol. This race is all over the racetrack. The stage ends allow us to show it. Marty.
Coming down pit road with the 3rd stage win of 2018 for Joey Logano. He said he was tight in the center, loose on exit. Both of those got worse the longer he ran. Right in front of him, his teammate Ryan Blaney finished that stage in the 3rd position. He said, we were not as good that run as we were before. He said, I can't run the bottom because I'm too free on entry. And Chase Elliott, who finished 2nd in that stage, the very first pit stall here on the backstretch, he said, I think we're in a good spot, but we need more. We're too free at the beginning of runs. Parker.
Eric Jones pits out the 7th place position. He's been begging for more rear grip inside that 20 car. They're going to do Ford Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel, Dave.
Middle of your screen, Eric Almirola confirmed what you guys said. Not good on the short one. Sloppy and bouncing, he called it. As for the 42 of Larson, he thought he might have a hole in the nose causing the tight condition. They're not going to repair here. Just 4 Goodyear tires and a Phillips Sunoco fuel. The race off pit road 22 will contain everybody.
And a big stop there for the 10 of Eric Almirola as he comes off 2 spots better.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event, and now is the best time to buy.
You ready for this, Junior?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
No pressure. That's just my favorite boat.
Boom. Make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand, and get our best deal of the summer. 0% financing for 60 months on F-150. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $2,800 bonus cash on a 2018 F-150 XLT equipped with 2.7-liter EcoBoost.
KFC presents the $20 fill-ups. Choose the 12-piece crispy tenders or 8-piece extra crispy chicken, 6-piece boneless breasts or 8-piece original recipe. 4 different ways to feed a family of 4 for just $20. Now at KFC.
We give every Honda ATV and side-by-side the technology you need to seize the day. Class-leading technology like automatic dual-clutch transmission. Exclusive to Honda, the DCT lets you ride in automatic mode or manual mode, so you get sporty off-road performance and workhorse muscle all in one. And now you can seize the day and seize the deals with factory-to-dealer incentives on the Honda ATV or Pioneer side-by-side you've been waiting for. It's all happening at the Honda 4-Wheel Clearance Event, going on now.
This isn't just college football. This is something greater. This is the spark that kicks this season off big. This is Michigan, Notre Dame, in prime time on NBC.
I love Darlington. So fun to see the eras that they throw back to.
It's a big time weekend. It's a place where the best drivers that have ever come through the sport have won. It's going to be unbelievable.
Normally, when we talk about the NBC Sports Toyota Camry on-track car, we're talking about this one. It was on pit road earlier, but tonight we want to talk about the 18 that was on the track.
Well, this Toyota has been in all kinds of stuff tonight. On lap 2, early in the race, Kyle Busch loses his car, spins out in front of the field. Jesse Little slams him in the door. Fortunately, didn't hit him that hard in the left front, but they came in, beat the fender up, got the fenders off the tire. Here he is in a battered car, but still battling, stayed in front of Ryan Blaney to stay only 2 laps down. That was huge because ultimately the battle tournament in between him and Kevin Harvick to get 1 lap down, be the first car 1 lap down. Caution comes out, and now Kyle Busch is back in the game in the lead lap.
And that's got to be tough for the rest of the competition because he has 7 wins in the Cup Series here at Bristol.
So check this out on pit road. We saw this earlier everybody stopped. So look at this chaos. 3 wide coming off pit road. Check out Kurt Busch. They all stop. They want to be in the outside lane. Kurt says, I'm not stopping. He drives, beats them to that line. Guess where he ends up? He ends up in 6th. So he's going to get that outside lane, the line that he wanted. That was given to him by people trying to get that lane, and he just took it from him.
I love that. I hate those games. They frustrate me. So I like when a driver who doesn't play the game kind of falls his way.
And added a lap of caution here before the green flag. Rutledge.
Rick, I'm trying to live up to Junior's request to find the best parties in the infield. I'm at the pit road party deck. This is really cool. They set up bleachers out here so the fans can come in, have the total infield kind of hospitality experience. But guys, the craziness that you see, every place in this track you get an amazing view. But a fan stopped me and said, hey, seriously, is Kyle Busch actually back on the lead lap? And I laughed and I told him, yes, even the guys in the booth can't believe this. This is nuts.
It is fun. And thankfully, your shadow or your impersonator is not hanging out with you on that party deck.
Are we sure that wasn't him?
Well, that's a good point.
I mean, that guy looked a lot like
Rutledge. He had a blue plaid shirt on earlier. So up front, Logano and Almirola. So a good stop by the 10 team. Got them some track position. The 9 of Chase Elliott still in the top 4.
Rick, the lights are bright. The sun is down. It's finally completely dark. The race started a little bit earlier than normal. Still just under halfway left, and this is starting to look like the night race we remember. The glow of the lights on the cars.
Under the lights, Logano, Almirola. And back up through the gears, but Almirola, not a very good restart. Chase Elliott jumps up to 2nd. Here comes Kurt Busch on the outside.
We've seen these new tires be treacherous all night. They go in there to lean on grip. They hope it's there, and then it's not, and they slide up the racetrack.
Here comes Jimmy Johnson in the 48. A little wiggle there out of Kurt Busch, and Jimmy Johnson up to 4th, now fighting for 3rd.
Big recovery from the 48. Was caught speeding earlier. He's rebounded all the way up inside the top 5.
Eric Jones in the 20, running in the tire tracks of Jimmy Johnson, but it's Joey Logano out front, Chase Elliott continuing to find that same line right through the middle. Eric Jones almost into the wall as he went very high.
That shot was great. That shot was from Colossus. The big scoreboard, a camera rotating underneath the scoreboard, gave us laps here at Bristol. As you see, you mentioned Almirola continue to fight. His teammate bails out from the bottom line. He goes back to the top. Let's go back and take a look at that restart. You mentioned that 10 just didn't accelerate out of the zone. He was on the inside of the front row. The 22 is the control car. He can set the pace. You're going to see the 22 accelerate, and the 10 just looks like he spins the tires. He just can't seem to get going.
And that backed him up. Almirola now in the 6th position and fighting for that spot. He has Eric Jones on his outside as well as Kyle Larson.
And look out his rear bumper. You see Blaney back there. Clint Boyer dives to the bottom. How about a great run? Alex Bowman right behind Clint Boyer in that white and blue Valvoline painted car. Great paint scheme. I love that 88. Great looking car behind him. The 3. Trying to work on traffic as he comes through the... Man, it's chaos. 2 and 3 wide. Trying to decide who do I want to focus on, and there's battles everywhere, Dave.
Steve, it's a shame Eric Almirola lost those positions on the restart because his team, as we saw, picked him up 2 spots on pit road. In fact, Johnny Klausmeyer, the crew chief, told me last week at Michigan for the company, Stewart-Haas Racing, the 10 team was best on averages all day long. They made a procedural change with their pit crew, not a personnel change, but a procedure that got them better. They're using it again here tonight, and it paid off there. Hopefully, he can have that payoff later.
The easiest spots for a driver to get is when the pit crew can get them for him on pit road. How about a great run? Chris Buescher in the 12th position in that 37 Busch's car. A little bit of damage on the right rear corner, but I mean, compared to some other cars in the field, it basically looks brand new. Kelly?
Remember, he's had a 5th place finish here, and when I talked to his crew chief, Trent Owens, he said Chris really excels at this track, so the rest is up to me. They felt like qualifying was just flat out a disaster for them. Much happier in the race room, and it is showing now. He's run as high as 11th tonight.
Rick, I thought all of the big 3 were going to have trouble. They'd all tripped up. I thought it was going to be an opportunity for other drivers, but now they're starting to recover. But the 78 of Truex, he had a moment. You see right here on the bottom, entering turn 1. Just that time trying to get the power down the middle of the corner. Goes for a slide. The 19 of Daniel Suarez, the 11 of Denny Hamlin do a nice job avoiding, but look at this. That's busy. I would have wrecked. Just to be clear, I would have wrecked.
Yeah, turning to the right at Bristol is bad.
Yeah.
Logano still out front. Elliott running second. Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Eric Almirola. Parker.
Guys, I'm down here in turn one. I've got one of the coolest views at Bristol. And these drivers flying in turn one. You see the ones on the bottom compressing in the racetrack on that sticky stuff. And the guys up top bumping into each other. This is an insane view. Gives you an appreciation for how tall this banking is and how close these cars are running together lap after lap. I just love watching this. And the biggest part is all the beat up, Bristol bruised and scarred race cars as they go by. It's awesome.
Parker, I'm going to give you a little hint. Be careful. I've stood down there before. You can get dizzy very quickly watching those cars come by that quick.
And they are going by quick. Again, turning laps under 16 seconds for a half mile. As you mentioned, Chris Buescher in the 37. Trying to hold off Martin Truex Jr. They're running 12th and 13th. Logano an 0.8 of a second lead over Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, and Eric Almirola.
So you just walk around telling people Geico could help them save money on car insurance?
Yeah, that and homeowners, renters, motorcycle and boat insurance.
Huh. That's nice. What happens when you catch a fish?
Geico. More than just car insurance. See how much you could save at geico.com.
I'm okay.
It's simple. People count on you, and you count on your truck. So we built you the most capable line of Ram trucks yet. The all-new Ram 1500 delivers best-in-class V8 towing. The Ram 2500 has best-in-class gas towing. And the Ram 3500 gives you best-in-class fifth-wheel towing. That's why more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Now get an average $9,433 in total values on the all-new 2019 Ram 1500.
Cheesy grooves, deep flavor, deep crunch.
It has grooves like deep valleys of flavor.
The grooviest cheese mountain ranges.
It's crunchy like a crater.
It's a cavern of crunch.
And bold like a volcano of cheese.
Or a bold cheese waterfall. Cheesy grooves, cheese it like never before.
Just because we smoke our new beef short rib and brisket for an absurd number of hours doesn't mean we love it more than any other meats. It just means you probably will. Arby's, we have the meats.
I'm Emma. I'm Claire. And we're the Salmon Sisters. We run our business from the boat. It's a really small space. This new Surface Go is the perfect size. I love having something that I can hold in my hand. We're proud of this way of life. We're proud of the work we're doing.
Go, baby, go, go.
Only 215 laps to go in Bristol. The Monster Energy Cup Series racing under the lights. And again, they'll take a week off, but the Monster Energy Cup Series will return to racing on September 2nd at Darlington Raceway. Throwback weekend at the track Too Tough to Tame. NASCAR paying tribute to 7 decades of racing. The Southern 500. That's Sunday, September 2nd on NBCSN. Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Eric Almirola. They are running up into the top 5. And Steve, I want to take this opportunity to hand it off to the driver booth. Let's give it over to Dale Jr. and Jeff Burton again.
I'm excellent at taking a break, Rick.
There you go, boys.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. You guys had the last segment. We'll take this one. We got a great battle for the lead. Watching Chase Elliott try to run down that 22 with Joey Logano.
22 still sparking, still hitting that right side track bar.
The pace is picking up as we get later and later into the race, but look at that turn down the corner that he has. He gets such a good drive off. He is able to use more throttle, literally has better drive off, running that straight line off the corner. He's been able to hold this kind of distance between him and Chase. Had a little trouble with lap traffic right here, though. They're not moving over. That's allowed Chase to close back in.
Now they're on the bottom. That worked well for Chase. See if he can. Now Chase will have to turn, go to the bottom, try to get all 4 tires to that extreme black stuff. That's where the grip is. Still not a lot of help. You saw the hand out of the window from J.J. Yaley saying, hey, man, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go.
Chase wished he'd have let him go a corner before, but he didn't, and now Chase back to the top. See that turn down that Joey has? That's Joey's line, man. He runs that all the time. You go, you lift, you give up a little bit in the middle of the corner, get turned, go down the track. You're full throttle. You use so much more throttle, and you carry that momentum down the next straightaway.
So to do that, he has to slow here, then turn, and now he's full throttle because he's not turning the wheel the way Chase is. Chase is still having to turn the wheel where Joey turns his wheel now, and now he can go straight off the corner.
Well, that lap traffic, though, has been tough for Joey. Not quite getting around it as well. That entry is going to be tough. That entry real low and driving right up to the top of the racetrack was tough. Allowed Chase to get right here in position. It's just not, it's hard to pass on the bottom in 3 and 4. It's really impossible. Guys are able to get up underneath each other in 1 and 2, but you don't have that same advantage in 3 and 4 on the bottom. Chase right on his bumper.
A little contact, pushed him up the track just a little bit. Whew. That took that exit away.
Oh, you got a slide job.
A little slider right
all right.
Slider.
What a move. I like it. Yeah, that's commitment.
Take care of it now.
That's from his crew chief. They've had some issues. Everybody's had a lot of issues with the left front tire rubber, or the left front tire wear, actually.
How about Chase Elliott, though, man? I mean, he started running well, and then he got that win at Watkins Glen. Who's to say that more aren't coming? They started getting stage wins. Things started happening for them, and here he is leading another race with close to 200 to go.
Yep. Just being reminded to take it easy. Get that lead. All right, now let's back it off just a little bit. Don't want to have an issue with that left front tire coming apart.
Always hated when I slowed down and I went faster, right?
You can
back it down, and hey, you did slow down. You went quicker, and here
is the place that happens,
because it's so easy to overdrive the entry.
It invites you to overdrive.
It does. At those huge banking corners, you're like, man, I can drive this thing in there, but sometimes you just lift a little earlier, let it roll the middle without as much resistance. You can actually make better lap time. Dave, what you got going on?
20 laps ago, the 19 of Daniel Suarez quickly came down pit road. He reported he thought he had a right front wheel loose. When the team took all 4 off and examined them, the inner sidewall of the right front had like a wear mark around it. So there was definitely something going on there. The wheel was not in alignment. Good thing they came down and changed it.
A lot of stuff tonight. Bristol's such a demanding racetrack, but here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. We thought he was done on lap 2. He didn't. They kept fighting, and right now Kyle Busch has worked himself up to 15th. That's enough time. Now, they can't have many more mistakes with only 197 to go, but if they have clean pit stops, if they have good restarts, he can win this race still.
He's battling right there with Kevin Harvick, who still remains the first car a lap down in position for the Lucky Dog. Keselowski is the last car on the lead lap at 18. He is about 3/4 to maybe a full straightaway ahead of the leader. Marty.
Hey, let's do our Toyota driver update, and they'll do it with Kyle Busch. We talk about the impressive march through the field. Currently right now, as you guys mentioned, in the 15th spot, you see Eric Jones running in the 8th position. Martin Truex Jr.'s had a nice rally. He's up in 11th. But to give you a peek behind the curtain with the 18 team right now, calm. That's the one word I would use. Ever since that incident happened on lap 2, a lot of calm on the radio, no panic. And the theme, slow and steady. In 15th right now, but making their way up through the field and on the lead lap, Kelly.
Right there, you see Kevin Harvick making that pass, but he is in that Lucky Dog position. And an unusual request is last time down pit road, he asked for a left-hand glove. I checked in with the team. They said it was because he was sweating so much, those gloves were getting wet and a little bit slippery. So they handed him the glove the last time down pit road. What do you make of that, guys?
That's really interesting, that report about wanting to change his glove, and he's been sweating that much. That's really interesting, Kelly.
Take a look at this graphic. Kyle Busch's afternoon started 3rd, wrecked on lap 3. Maybe thought he was taken out, but ran 182 laps, 2 laps down, ran 59 laps, 1 lap down. He's back on the lead lap, currently 15th, still running great lap times, has great speed in his car. Stuck behind some cars here, not really making much progression. It gets harder, Jeff, as you move through the field. You're going up against more competitive race cars.
And not only is the cars get tougher, but the way the track is now with the top being the preferred lane, it's so much harder to pass. See, Almirola having some issues. Some smoke out of the right side, it looks like. Racing his teammate there. Yeah, a little bit of smoke.
Looks like the left rear tire does have maybe some contact. Doesn't have all the letters maybe on it. It's hard to tell. He's had a little tire, contact.
He said he's leaking something. Yep, you heard it there on the radio, so he knows that could get slick in a hurry.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming out directly behind the car.
See how shiny that wheel is? Look how shiny the wheel is on the left rear.
I think the smoke's coming from behind the car. Oh, man. Really loose. Yeah, it could be. I mean, it could be a rear end gear. It could be an oil line. It could be something rubbing.
We had the one car with a hub earlier. Could be having an issue here with a 10 for sure.
Calphalon Premier Space-Saving Cookware stacks neatly and securely to save you 30% more space. Cookware from Calphalon.
The American Classic. A quarter-pound double cheeseburger or chili cheese coney and tots for just $2.99. America. Hurry in for the $2.99 American Classic. This is how you Sonic.
Jardiance asked, when it comes to managing your type 2 diabetes, what matters to you? You got A1C, heart, diet, and exercise. Slide them up or slide them down. So let's see. For most of you, it's lower A1C. But only few of you are thinking about your heart. Fact is, even though it helps to manage A1C, type 2 diabetes still increases your risk of a fatal heart attack or stroke. Jardiance is the only type 2 diabetes pill with a life-saving cardiovascular benefit for adults who have type 2 diabetes and heart disease, significantly reducing the risk of dying from a cardiovascular event and lowering A1C, along with diet and exercise.
This really changes things.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration. This may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, or lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, and trouble breathing. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of ketoacidosis or an allergic reaction. Symptoms of an allergic reaction include rash, swelling, and difficulty breathing or swallowing. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Other side effects are sudden kidney problems, genital yeast infections, increased bad cholesterol, and urinary tract infections, which may be serious. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance and get to the heart of what matters.
NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by John Deere Gator Utility Vehicles. Go Gator. Subway Restaurants. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Credit One Bank, the credit card perfect for everyday purchases. 177 laps to go and counting. Out front, it's Chase Elliott and Kurt Busch right behind him for second. Let's go through the field. Brought to you by Hardy. Hardy.
Chase Elliott with almost a 3.5-second lead right now, Rick, and a big conversation between he and Alan Gustafson coming into the week, keeping up momentum on the racetrack. Eddie DeHaan continued that on the radio. Take a listen.
Did a really nice job on rolling momentum with traffic. It's good. Gonna need to do that at the end.
That's a key factor for Chase. Got to keep momentum here at Bristol. Kelly.
Well, Kurt Busch has been the model of consistency. 5 straight top 10 finishes, but yet to win this year. His crew chief, Billy Scott, told me if we keep running top 10, top 5s, that win will come. Kurt, a 5-time winner here at Bristol, running second now, Marty.
One of the fastest cars on the racetrack for the last 10 laps has been Clint Boyer, and his crew chief, Mike Begaravich, told me, I like the speed. I don't like the execution we've had lately. That's got to get cleaned up here in the regular season, Parker.
Marty, he's not going to be able to hang on for long with that 20 car coming as fast as he has right now. He's been 3/10 faster than the leaders over the last 10 laps. He's been really liking that car right now. Remember, he came so close to winning this race last year, Dave.
Eric Almirola still flying, but still smoking. They had high expectations coming in here, finishing 6th in April, but no further report on what it might be for Eric. Marty?
Dave, for Joey Logano, who's led 95 laps tonight, he has fallen back to the 6th position car. Way too free on this run for Logano, trying to run that middle line that he likes to run because the top for them doesn't really work here. Also behind him, Ryan Blaney, his teammates had his car too free to begin this run. They've lost a ton of track position here for Ryan Blaney, who did a cool thing last night. He watched the Xfinity Series race here for Bristol in the stands with the fans, Kelly.
19 career wins for Martin Truex Jr. None of those have come on a short track, but that's not for lack of fast race cars. As his crew chief told me, they just have not had good luck on these short tracks. Today they got caught up in that lap 3 incident, but a remarkable recovery, running 8th right now. And behind him is Jimmy Johnson. It's kind of an opposite situation for Jimmy, who's been so strong here at Bristol with a pair of wins and the best finishing average for the last 4 years. His spotter, Earl Barban, telling me, heck, this is just Jimmy's kind of a place. It's a bull ring. It's fast, exciting. He loves this place. And behind him, there's Chris Buescher. What's at stake for this small team? Well, they are in a close battle for 25th in points. They told me that would be huge for this team, and they're running 10th. A really solid day for this 37 team, Rick.
Hey, Steve, remember the word intense that I used earlier, and intensity? Could that be ramping up a little bit?
Oh, yeah, that was a great update on the top 10. Well, one more update. The weather. You know, rain came through earlier today, and then it was going to be spotty. And as you can see, weather's starting to build right around the center of those circles, right where the track is, plus some weather off in the distance. So with 165 to go, these crew chiefs and drivers are going to have to decide, are we racing to the completion? Are we racing to a weather issue? Just one more question mark. I mean, sure, it's a night race. Why not?
Well, Steve, as far as fuel goes, 170 laps is about where they are fuel window, so they're inside their fuel window now. They will have to come from the start of this final stage before they get the checkered flag.
Yeah, they'll have to pit. What they're also in the middle of is the longest current green flag run. They've run 74 laps, so we've heard a little communication about tire wear. We'll see if it has any issues. There's definitely an issue on the 10. We're hearing that NASCAR is going to black flag them. That smoke continues to pour out. And it looks to me, guys, that it must be some fluid. When you see the bumper cover, even though it's black, it's kind of changing colors. Right here, it's a great shot. You can see the...
Steve, of course, Eric fires back. Well, it seems to be getting better.
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course. It seems to get better. Unfortunately for the car following, this is, I believe, on board with the 22. And you see how the screen starts to get covered with moisture. The lights start to shine a little bit differently. So definitely some fluid coming out of the tank.
Here we come now.
You said black flag with lines crossed. The second they do that, they're no longer scored. So
just running laps for running laps at that point.
Just for your own fun. And so they're going to bring him onto pit road and find out if there's fuel coming out, or fuel fluid coming out of the 10. So he comes off the racetrack for a black flag. He was running 5th, so Eric Almirola is very disappointed that he has to come off the track. Dave, here he comes.
And of course, the crew will go and change tires as they're going. And they're looking up at the front. Which, Steve, why would they do that?
Well, I believe that's where the fluid's coming from. It might come out from the tail, but you see as soon as they open the hood, the
rear gear is probably out then. Nothing dripping out of the rear that we can see.
Yeah, so unfortunate for the 10 of Eric Almirola. You lose laps so quickly. Even if they can repair it, their chance of winning the race tonight is definitely over.
NASCAR nonstop from Bristol.
Watch your back, Cole.
Easy.
They're going wild.
Toyota, let's go places.
Introducing the 2 for $5 mix and match deal from McDonald's. Mix your choice of 2 favorites with the new 2 for $5 mix and match deal.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, hey, Martin. It's going not great.
I need to get you guys back to 100%. My work here is done.
5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%.
If you didn't get your wireless plan from U.S. Cellular, you've probably been blown away by hidden fees, too. And not the good way! They hit you with activation fees and monthly connection charges. Then they throw in data overages. But U.S. Cellular has no hidden fees. Plus unlimited data for $40 a month. Right, my man? So get U.S. Cellular with a stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
Introducing the 2 for $5 mix and match deal from McDonald's. Match your choice of 2 favorites with the new 2 for $5 mix and match deal.
Section PU 402, row 41.
Jimmy Johnson, the fastest gun in the West.
Section 104, row 4.
Blaney out of the first win.
Section 25, row 3.
What a year for Bubba.
Section O, row 25.
Section 156, row 4.
Kurt Busch to the lead on the backstretch.
Section 233, row 1.
Martin Truex Jr. wins.
You get a seat, but we doubt you'll ever use it. Grab your seats at NASCAR.com/tickets today.
It's Monster Energy Cup Series racing from Bristol, the Bass Pro Shops NRA night race, and the caution has come out, and that would be the 51, Reed Sorensen, and a lot of damage to the right front after he got into the wall.
Come down, coming up down. You're done.
And hard turn behind the wall. Potentially a break for Kyle Busch, because we heard just a couple laps earlier that he was having an issue and needed to get to pit road. Take another look. There's 51 again of Reed Sorensen up into the wall.
Yeah, I have to wonder on a long run. This is the longest they've run tonight if he didn't have some kind of a tire problem. Good break for Keselowski. He's the first car lap down, but he had gotten a lap down, and that made Harvick the second car lap down, so he did not get the pass here. Went to Keselowski.
And crew chief, this puts everybody into their fuel window once they come down to pit road, change 4 tires.
Change more tires and continue to make adjustments. We're hearing all these drivers talk about the track and how it's changing. You hear the pit reporters talk about whether the sticky stuff's still working, whether the top's the best. Good new tires, old tires. Got to continue to adjust. That's what makes this night race so difficult. The track never seems to stay the same.
A couple of new players up in the conversation. Eric Jones was in 4th place there. Truex battled his way up to 5th. These guys starting to show up here late in this race. New names, new faces up in the top 10, top 5.
Now it's Bowman. He had to pit under green a little while ago. That put him 2 laps down. He'll stay out right here and get back to 1 lap down.
That was a tough break. He was having such a good night.
Yeah, you have to think about Stenhouse and those guys and trying to capitalize tonight. There would have been a chance for them to do that. Here comes the field. Kelly.
And Junior, here on the backstretch, we'll see the 41 there of Kurt Busch come to his pit stall. He said he was loose for a while, but then it got pretty tight. Overall, though, he felt pretty good about the 41. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment. 4 tires and fuel, Marty.
Second place man Clint Boyer a little halfway down the backstretch pits here, Kelly. He said his car very good, especially in the early part of the run. No changes for that crew. For Chase Elliott up here at the front of the backstretch pit stalls, he said it's very similar to what we've had before, but I honestly feel like the track is working in our favor, Parker.
Eric Jones in the middle of your screen there, pits from the top 5. Finally found the feel he was looking for. 4 Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel. Denny Hamlin has not been able to find the feel. They've been working on that race car all night. You can see it all patched up from that early damage on that lap 2 wreck. And then Austin Dillon started at the rear, and he's finally started moving forward using the top line, looking for the feel he needs up there.
Race off pit road, won by Clint Boyer. And so Clint Boyer has never won at Bristol before, a best of second. Winning stage 1, it was Ryan Blaney. Then stage 2, Joey Logano with a great finish gets that win. Can Clint Boyer hang on and get his first Bristol win tonight?
My father passed his truck down to me.
That's the same thing I want to do with you.
It's an emotional thing to watch a child grow up, and especially get behind the wheel.
I want to keep, stacking up the memories and the miles and the years.
He's going to get mine, but I'm going to get a new one.
When it's time for your old Chevy truck to become their new Chevy truck, there's Truck Month. Get over $9,600 below MSRP on this Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
No matter what the room, get ready to zoom, zoom, zoom with Zoom Tubes. Just connect the tubular track, then use the remote control to launch your Zoom Racer over and back. They zoom up, down, sideways, and around, and stay lit when the lights go out. This secret is tubular traction technology that gives your Zoom Racer 360-degree light upcription velocity. Plus, with infinite track configurations, you can loop it up high, twist it round low. Zoom Tubes create a non-stop racing light show. They zoom so fast around, we had to slow them down. And unlike tracks that are flat, Zoom Tubes give you vertical, dimensional racing fun. You can go online to get the complete Zoom Tubes RC racing set with a remote, light up Zoom Racer, and downloadable track guide for $29.99 plus $4.99 processing and handling. But to really charge up this offer, we'll upgrade your Zoom Racer to rechargeable USB and give you this awesome sticker sheet free with your paid order. You can go online at buyzoomtubes.com. Batteries not included. Must be 18 or older to order.
This is the Big Apple, where stars shine in pursuit of the PGA Tour's ultimate prize. The FedEx Cup playoffs begin at the Northern Trust, Thursday on Golf Channel.
NFL kicking off the regular season on Thursday, September 6th on NBC. Philadelphia Eagles begin their defense of their Super Bowl title when they host the Atlanta Falcons. You know, back in 1961, the first race was run here at Bristol, and you can see in the infield, there's a football field. Well, that's because there was a game played in 1961, an exhibition game between the Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles. And take a look at that ticket. The world champion Philadelphia Eagles. That's because that was the last time they had won the world championship or Super Bowl. I actually talked to one of the players in that game, Tom Osborne. Yeah, that name might sound familiar. He was a college football coach at the University of Nebraska. Marty.
Hey, Rick, Ryan Blaney had to come back down pit road, loose lug nuts on the right side. He'll start tail into the field for this restart.
That's a great catch. Get that under caution, not find out under green flag.
Too wide. Here they come. Clint Boyer on the outside. Chase Elliott on the inside. Boyer with a great start. Here comes the 78, Martin Truex Jr. After a good stop on the high side, he moves up to second. He'll challenge for the lead as they go into three. Never won at a short track. Martin Truex Jr. fighting now to hold on to that second spot as Joey Logano works the middle of the track once again, trying to get to the outside of Martin Truex Jr.
A little further back in this field, you see the white car, that 18. They cannot get that car full of fuel. A long pit stop, but being on the outside helped him with this restart.
Logano had faded on that last long green flag run. With restarting on the outside, though, he's back up in the second position. Guy's still using that bottom. I'm surprised it's late in the race.
That man Kurt, he had a problem. His car just went straight to the top from the bottom. Trevor Bain in there digging, trying to get underneath Kurt.
Truex gets a great run off the tube. Hard to throttle. All these guys still using that bottom groove on new tires. To keep that in mind if we get some late. Oh, little bobble by the 22 Logano. Oh, Truex right in his bumper off of turn 2.
That's old school Bristol there on the bottom.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. See if Truex can make that bottom work in 1 and 2 down here and clear him. Not so fast. Just about. Logano holds position on the outside quarter. Look who else is driving up into this. In 5th place, Austin Dillon, who had to go to the rear of the field, started in the back. He's had a good night taking care of his car. 2nd place, or a top 5 finish last week.
Is this the race Martin Truex Jr. finally gets that short track win? Now as he's moved up to the 2nd spot.
Nobody's really been able to take claim of this race just yet, and we had so many different leaders. Boyer out front for the first time tonight. Truex trying to run him down. Truex really hasn't had a lot of speed. He hasn't had speed in practice. It seems like they've improved this car throughout the night, making adjustments. Wheels pretty smooth. Throttle inputs seem pretty smooth. Missed the middle just a little bit there, but you don't hear any feather in the throttle. Doing much work there. Not working the steering wheel too much.
What I always find interesting, Junior, is you see Clint Boyer out front, Martin Truex Jr. in second. Really no pressure coming from behind for either one of these two. When do they decide to go to the top? You don't want to be the first guy to go to the top and run slower. So I think what's happening right now is the spotter's watching Chase Elliott running back there in third, and Chase Elliott has moved to the top. If he starts making ground, spotter's going to say, hey, 9 cars coming, now move to the top. But until then, there's really no need to move.
Chase was a 10th faster than the leader. Truex went to the top down there in 3 and 4. Chase again, a 10th quicker than the leader. Leader Clint Boyer running the bottom, Chase on top. Truex struggling to find speed. He's a couple tenths off right now. Moving around, improving his speed just a little bit. Kelly.
And just as you guys saw the 9 of Chase Elliott move to the top, Clayton Hughes, the spotter for Martin Truex Jr., told him just that. He said the 9 is up top and he's gaining ground.
There you go. That's the signal. You know the top's going to come in. You know it's going to happen. You just don't know when. Marty.
And guys behind him, Chase Elliott, you saw him move to the top. And Junior, you're right, he was much quicker up there. But that was not the plan for the 9 team. They felt like late in the race, the top wouldn't be the place to be. They kind of worked on the bottom a little bit more. But you've got to be flexible here at Bristol. You see Chase running the bottom, running the middle, running the top. Wherever it creates speed, that's where that 9's going.
Even this far behind Martin Truex Jr., he can feel that dirty air. He can feel that loss of downforce on the front of his car. He has a little problem there, missing the bottom there. But he can feel that, so he knows where the 78 isn't sometimes. If he needs to run the bottom, he'll run the bottom. His car works well on the bottom if he needs to be down there.
And Boyer's going to have to answer the move from Truex. You can see Truex is starting to catch him. He's going to have to answer and get to the top.
Joe Logano's part of that conversation as well. He's keeping the pressure on Chase Elliott, so Chase can be, he can look around, but not a whole lot. He doesn't want to make a mistake and put his car in the wrong line. Look here, he's getting a good run up underneath the 78 of Truex.
This is going to give Joe Logano a chance to try to drive underneath Chase.
Yeah, so if Chase changes his line and something doesn't work, he opens himself up to lose that position. You cannot afford to lose positions experiencing around on this racetrack. You just can't. It's too late in the race to be able to give up that spot to a car like Joey Logano. So he has to drive with a little bit of defense and also trying to, look at that, got the gas good there through the center of the corner. He's got, all these guys are driving the corner so differently. You can see Logano with that low exit. Truex has a similar exit as well. Kind of stop the car in the middle and turn down and run off the bottom.
Watching this great battle for this lead, four-way battle. There he comes. Kurt Busch, that pass right there is for 6th place on the very top. I'm telling you, he's coming.
Kyle Busch is definitely going to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a part of this finish. If they can go mistake-free on pit road, they should be a part of this battle for the finish of this race. Marty.
And Junior, pretty amazing on the left-hand side of your screen. That's a battle for the lead. 4 cars all in one shot. Pretty amazing. And you talk about that line, Junior, the 22 seems to take as the battle for the lead heats up here with Boyer and Martin Truex Jr. Truex looks like he's going to get that lead away from Clint Boyer, but Boyer using that high line to try and get it back, guys. A great battle here. But back to Logano. He drives off the hill. TJ Majors, his spotter, has been on him. Pull it off the hill. Drive it off the hill. A little bit different line, Junior.
Absolutely. They're all starting to use that line as well. We've seen it from Truex as well. We're seeing it from Boyer. Stop in the middle corner, turn down, and run off the bottom. Let's drive down the hill. Even putting the left rear, if you can, in that PJ1 to get a little more traction and forward bite, to be able to use a little more throttle.
You can see where Truex is faster. They enter the corner about the same speed, but watch right here. Truex rolls a little better, is able to turn get that run. He's going to get alongside of Boyer. Now Boyer's just got to not overdrive the entry. Trying to beat him off the corner, give up the center, and roll that speed on corner exit.
Let's listen in to Clint Boyer's radio.
Mix up the bus ground on you, 3 and 4 on the exit, center out. All clear. You need to run high at 3 and 4, low at 1 and 2.
That's coming from the spotter, Brett Griffith. Brett's up there watching, giving Clint Boyer that information. You can see Truex is a little bit faster.
He's
but
a lot faster. He's really putting the pressure on.
It's going to be hard to complete that pass.
He's going to have to pull that slide job. We've seen it a few times before. We just got to commit and drive up in there.
Like the 9 of Chase Elliott is doing. Dove to the bottom of the racetrack. Now Chase Elliott in the mix for this fight for the lead.
Next time, Truex, look at that run Truex gets. Right here.
An opportunity. This is it.
Drive it on in there, right up in the front of the 14 car. Force yourself in that top groove.
He's got a good run now. He's got some. See if he can make it work. Boyer rolled the middle well. Going to pinch him off on corner exit. New sponsor tonight, Cummins on Boyer's car. Trying to give him a good run.
Boyer fighting up front. Has never won here at Bristol. But that means also the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. hasn't either as we go NASCAR nonstop.
It's simple. People count on you, and you count on your truck. So we built you the most capable line of Ram trucks yet. The all-new Ram 1500 delivers best-in-class V8 towing. The Ram 2500 has best-in-class gas towing. And the Ram 3500 gives you best-in-class fifth-wheel towing. That's why more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Now get an average $8,659 in total values on the 2018 Ram 3500 Limited Crew Cab with a Cummins diesel engine.
Oh.
Just gotta make it what you want.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
Of course.
From Paul and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
Just gotta make it what you want.
The first race in the NASCAR playoffs is at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Who's all in? When the green flag drops on the inaugural South Point 400, the record-breaking Speed Fest starts on the dirt and speeds through the top 3 series. Family price tickets are going fast with kids only $10 on Sunday. Get them now at lvms.com.
And for the Philadelphia Eagles, the dream has finally come true.
Tell me when you're ready. Tell me when you're ready. I mean it, I said it. You thought I would get it, but we're always ready. Tell me when you're ready. We're always ready. Tell us when you're ready. Tell us when you're ready. We meant it, we said it. You thought I would get it, but we're always ready. Tell us when you're ready.
As we saw in NASCAR nonstop, Boyer has been fighting to keep Martin Truex Jr. off. Let's take a look at tonight's Ram trucks proven to last.
Kyle Busch, Rick, accident early. Can he continue to rebound? Currently in the 5th position, battling with his brother Kurt for the 4th place spot.
Who's going to take control of this race? There's been so many different leaders tonight. Right now, Clint Boyer leads. But after all these pit stops, restarts, it seems like there's a different guy up front each time we see it.
It is every time. And then who can take advantage if we get that caution late? Who can be in the right line? Who can push the issue and make something happen to put themselves in position to win this race?
Kyle Busch has been so impressive, Steve. He has moved up continuously. Thought he had a problem before that last caution came out. Now he's up into the top 5, trying to get the position away from his brother.
And this is what I'm waiting to see. We had this conversation. You know, it's one thing to pass the cars back and or 10th. When you get into the top 5, these are the tough cars to pass. Currently plus 9 positions on this run alone. Just cleared his brother Kurt Busch for the 4th position, and I don't think he's done there. This car doesn't take off great for the first 2 or 3 laps, but once the tires get just a touch of age on them, his car continues to work the bottom of the racetrack, the top of the racetrack. Very versatile. In
relation to the race leader, he is now only 2.5 seconds back. The next one he has to try to get by will be the 9 of Chase Elliott.
And Rick, we talk about the accident, but it was even before that where Kyle Busch kind of set the tone for the night at driver introduction.
They stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there.
What? I don't need no introduction.
He set the tone right there.
He sets the tone, and he's the guy. I think he drives off the noise, the boos, the cheers. He doesn't care. He just wants to be the guy that sparks a reaction, and he absolutely sparks a reaction from this crowd.
He's definitely sparking a reaction, and right now, Clint Bowyer trying to hold off that 78.
As they went along here, Clint Bowyer actually got away from Martin Truex Jr. Clint's got that outside figured out. Martin maybe used his tires a little bit much trying to get by him and maybe letting him cool down a little bit. Going to make another charge.
I think car for car, Truex definitely has a little more speed. Lap traffic's been a little more difficult at times for Truex. You'd think it'd be tougher for the leader. He's the guy that everybody races. I don't want to lose a lap. But look at the way Bowyer goes to the corner there and just puts distance on Martin. He goes to the bottom around that lap car, William Byron, and now Martin has to shorten up his exit. That's a couple car lengths. You have to fight to get back. Bowyer just seems to be able to get around that lap traffic.
The other thing, this racetrack is going to continue to change. It's only 89 to go, but this line that they're running right now where they're turning low off the corner doesn't mean the track is going to continue to allow them to do that, Marty.
Kyle Busch trying to get to Chase Elliott. That would be for the 3rd position. Can't overstate what an amazing rally it's been for this team. For way of review, the accident on lap 2. They were down 2 laps. At one point, almost down 3 laps with this 18 car. And let's take a bigger picture view at it with the big 3. What would a win tonight for Kyle Busch mean after the win by Kevin Harvick at Michigan last week? If they can come back from this, nearly being down 3 laps and win tonight, momentum going into the playoffs with only 2 regular season races left after tonight.
He is flying. I mean, he's the fastest car on the racetrack. Doing a great job working around lap traffic. You see he's pushing hard sideways off turn 4. There you see, wins in the last 6 short track races. Kyle Busch. He's won 2 in a row here, trying to make it 3.
He's only 1.7 seconds back from our leader. I mean, he's going to get there in a hurry. No time at all before he's up there working on Martin Truex Jr. for 2nd. There's Truex. There's our leader. Trying to put a lap down on the 2-car. Brad Keselowski. Harvick's right now the lucky dog, but if Brad Keselowski goes another lap down here, that'll make him the lucky dog. And Harvick just can't get that opportunity, that break, to get his lap back, because he's just as fast as Kyle Busch.
That's the same thing that happened in the last sequence as they got to the 2-car and lapped him and took Harvick out of that position.
Great battle for 4th. Eric Jones had a great long run car. You talk about Kyle Busch's car and how it doesn't fire off. Jones' car doesn't either, but he really comes on the long run. Look at him pressuring the 9 car, Chase Elliott, trying to let Chase know, hey, man, I don't want to waste a lot of time here. Right on him, putting a bumper to him. That's all. Oh, man. Send him into the corner. Man, that's the worst. Get run into on entry. You're not going to miss none of this battle right here. We go to break. Debris flying off the cars.
Might have a caution with that debris. We'll see.
See it all right here on Nonstop.
Hey! Chuck Norris? Can you sign my Tacoma?
I'll be glad to.
From the fist of a legend rises a new action star. A hero who's there to save the day and the night. So fearless, so rugged, he's tough as Chuck.
You replaced me with a truck?
Toyota, let's go places.
Pizza Hut always has the $7.99 deal you can get delivered. So why go anywhere else? Don't just make it pizza night. Make it Pizza Hut Pizza Night and get your favorites delivered. Large 2-topping pizzas, just $7.99. Order online now. One more way no one out pizzas the Hut.
Cheesy grooves, deep flavor, deep crunch.
It has grooves like deep valleys of flavor.
The grooviest cheese mountain ranges.
It's crunchy like a crater.
It's a cavern of crunch.
And bold like a volcano of cheese.
Or a bold cheese waterfall.
Cheesy grooves, cheesehead like never before.
Pizza Hut always has the $7.99 deal you can get delivered. So why go anywhere else? Don't just make it pizza night. Make it Pizza Hut Pizza Night and get your favorites delivered. Large 2-topping pizzas, just $7.99. Order online now. One more way no one out pizzas the Hut.
He's got it righted. Pass by the 18. Oh, into the wall hard, and they pile up behind him. Wow. What a race. Wow. What a run.
This is Darlington International Raceway, the granddaddy of them all.
I love Darlington. Everybody's always doing their throwback paint schemes.
It's so fun to see the eras that they throw back to.
It's almost like Halloween now. Everybody's dressing up for it.
The TV broadcasters do the same thing.
It's a big time weekend. It's a place where the best drivers that have ever come through the sport have won. It's going to be unbelievable.
It's been an incredible run by Kyle Busch.
Oh,
the 18 team, he got into the back of the 78. Martin Truex Jr. slamming into the wall. He hits again. Contact made. Kyle Busch got to the back of the 78. The 78 spins and brings out the caution once again. Also involved the 7 of J.J. Yaley. Tire completely coming off the wall, and you just hear Martin Truex Jr. say, that hurt.
Take it to the driver.
So the crew getting to Martin Truex Jr. He'll take his belts off.
That hurt, and also hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
You know, sitting there running second with a shot to win this race. Obviously frustrated. Man, you put so much into racing, means so much to you, and something like that happens, it just runs all through you, man. Makes you so mad.
So much commitment had been made by Martin Truex Jr. still looking for that first short track win. Was in the best position he's been in for a long time to get it, running second. And there we see J.J. Yaley able to just squeeze out of the driver's side of that car right up against the wall.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Coming off turn 4, Kyle Busch. Truex taking it. Come down the track a little bit, but really didn't turn into the 18 car.
J.J. Yaley just trying to get by. Nothing he could do. Watching 78 come right across the racetrack. Huge impact.
Yeah, that angle into the inside wall is an odd one and a tough one. Just barely touches him there.
Yeah, Martin's not going to be happy with that. I don't think Kyle did that on purpose by any means, but certainly coming off turn 4 and thinking the 78 was going to go a little higher up the racetrack.
Inside quarter. Hang on to it, hang on to it, hang on to it. Damn it. Hang on.
Just hard wrecks, you know. Even the short tracks going 100, 115 miles an hour. Those are hard shots.
Together, and you get this late in the year and these kind of incidences, you know, getting ready to make the playoffs, it can wear on a relationship. I mean, those two teams, they work well together. They work well, Joe Gibbs and Furniture Row, but, you know, those things happen. It hurts those relationships. We've seen these two guys get into it before. At Indianapolis last year, late race restart. They've been working really well together, and they decided it was time to race. All the post-race, what happened between the two teams.
Now you want straight? Have you let off? So what I want to beat you? I don't care. Get out of my box. I don't care who you are. Get out of my box. All right, pal. I don't give a who you are. Get out of my box. All right, cowboy. Tough guy. I am. Oh, good for you. Hey, man. Just walk away. You stepped in the box.
That's Martin showing his frustration. Martin.
And Rick, for what it's worth, Kyle Busch came on the radio and kind of groaned after all that happened, said the contact was so light, clearly indicating he did not mean to do that and did not want that to happen. For what it's worth, Cole Pern came down to the 18 pit box, had a quick conversation with Adam Stevens, kind of ended it with a thumbs up, but you could tell he was not happy when he walked away.
Short track Bristol racing. People are going to leave here. They're going to be mad.
For second. I mean, you got to remember that they're fighting for second right now.
I think Jeff's point is well-founded that two races to the playoffs, right, Jeff? We leave here 2 more, and then they're going to be racing for a championship. And we've seen that Furniture Row team, Joe Gibbs Racing, the Toyota connection, they work so well together. They continue to, you know, dominate, hand it back and forth with Harvick, and they're winning as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they recover from this and move forward, Marty.
And Steve, we have documented the amazing rally for the 18 team today, but there's a bigger problem, and you'll understand this as a crew chief. That back panel is not on the back of the 18 car, so when they go to plug the fuel can in, it will not work. They cannot get fuel in the 18 car. They have to physically hold the panel. They can't change tires at the same time. So they are currently 7 gallons short from being able to make it to the end of this race, and they're not sure how they're going to get fuel in when they come in and stop this time. Here's the radio with Adam Stevens a moment ago telling Kyle Busch what the situation.
If you don't put fuel in it, it'll be about 7 gallons short.
And there you go. So they are going to be 7 gallons short here, Steve. So they're trying to figure out what they're going to do on the stop, how they're going to get fuel in, and how they're going to finish this race.
Right. Well, from what you're explaining, Marty, they can get fuel in if someone holds the panel, which means it's going to slow the pit stop down. It took him basically 75 laps to drive from the back half of the lead lap up to second. if they have to have another slow pit stop, Rick, I mean, it's a great race car, but with 62 to go, I don't think he can expect to do the same thing again.
But Steve, they don't have to get it full, right?
Well,
it's 62 to go.
They're 7 gallons short. They're going to have to get 7 gallons in. Should only take, 3.5 seconds or so if the car was in good working order. But you can see by the damage that it's going to be interesting to see how they try to do this.
The other issue with that, Steve, is if they've been working all night on that car with full of fuel, and then they go put tires on it and don't get it full of fuel, it's going to drive different. The car's not going to drive the same because it's going to have less rear weight percentage, and then that's going to change the way the car drives.
I mean, you see there's nothing supporting that green area at the left rear behind the left rear tire. You see the dry brake, and you see just the bodywork's blowing around at caution lap speed. So that's a 100-pound fuel can that fuel man, the gas man, is going to push, and he needs it to push back, right? If it just gives like a sponge, it's not going to work.
Steve, I think they can get some fuel in it. I mean, he's been racing with this damage all night long, so at some point they've been able to get fuel in the car, but it's going to just cost him some time on pit road, and how much time that costs him, how many spots will he lose, and can't afford to lose any spots with 60 laps to go.
Yeah, I mean, the last time he was the last car off pit road in the lead lap. So his pit stop was so slow that he gave up every position on the lead lap. And like you said, that'll just be a devastating blow.
Well, the drivers we heard earlier that feelings are going to get hurt when you go short track racing. Well, Sherry Pollock's longtime girlfriend of Mark Truex Jr. just tweeted, OMG, can't believe that just happened. Kyle Busch is a moron. And so
listen, the wives ride with the husbands. Yeah. I'm telling you, the boyfriend, the girlfriends, and it's, they go through so much, and they ride, they see their husbands and boyfriends when they come home, they see the heartbreak when things don't go well. So when you hear somebody express that opinion, that's because they're living this every single day, and the emotion involved in it runs really high.
Yeah, we saw the frustration of Mark Truex Jr. when he got out of the car. He kicked the car. So frustrated at what had taken place. They're getting ready for that car to get onto the hauler. They're not trying to get back out on the racetrack.
Here we go. The field's coming down pit road. Let's see what happens with Kyle Busch.
Marty.
And guys, it's interesting. The chassis adjustment on the 18 was almost an afterthought. Their whole conversation was about how this fuel situation was going to go down. They are going to make a very small wedge adjustment. You see them plug it in. You see it just flex in. It doesn't do anything. They have one guy in there trying to hold it as best as they can. That's Nate Bellows, the car chief, trying to hold it in there as best as he can. There's the adjustment. They're going to lose a ton of track position here, but that's what they did, and they think they got enough fuel in it to make it to the end here, Parker.
Marty, Eric Jones in the middle of your screen. There's going to pit out of the top 3. He feels like he just needs more fire-off speed. As we know, he's been great on the long run. 4 Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel. Above him, Denny Hamlin pits out at 10th. He just said the car is awful, and Austin Dillon has been looking for more grip up top. Kelly.
Truex Jr. has just been released from the infield care center, and after a couple of hard hits in the wall, glad to see that you're okay, Martin. What did you feel there before that wreck?
I just got hit in the left rear. Pretty simple. I mean, it's a shame. We had a good night going. Started off rough, battled hard, and got the car pretty good there. So, I don't know, just got hit in the left rear.
We saw the frustration out of you after that. Is this intensity just short track racing, or is it as the playoffs are approaching?
It's just Bristol. It's trying to get that first short track win. This place has been so hard on us. I mean, I can't even explain it to you how good we've run here in the past 3-4 years, and crap like this every single time. It's like it's one thing after another. So. Sucks that it happened, but at the end of the day, it's racing at Bristol. I feel like I probably should have took the lead there. I probably should have bumped 14 out of the way just to get the lead, and I wouldn't have been in that position. So sometimes you're the nice guy, and you get knocked out of the way. So we'll just have to race him a little harder next time.
Thanks, Martin.
Yep.
I like that attitude. It's Bristol, and that's why we love the short tracks. That's we had the same kind of fireworks at Martinsville last year. That's why we love Bristol, is because of drama like this. Might not like what happened. You may want to blame Kyle Busch for that. Hate to see Martin get taken out of the race, but short track racing creates all this drama.
Yeah, it doesn't make it where you're okay with it. You know, you're still obviously, clearly, not happy about it, but
Martin cooled off a little bit.
Things happen here that don't happen everywhere else. Marty?
And guys, a cavalcade of issues for the 18. Now they're starting to push water out. The car is overheating. Steve, he says a radiator fan not working. Adam Stevens quote after that. Well, that's not good, is it?
Yeah, well, that is not good, and we talked about it was going to be a battle to get fuel in the race car. We see him timing and scoring. He's somewhere at 10th or 11th. It's not exact here with him doubling up. He's on the inside, so I think he's in the 11th position. So from 2nd to 11th, 56 to go, Rick. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if he somehow gets from 11th to the lead in this race, guys, this is going to be a comeback for the ages.
Well, how about the fact that the front row is made up of Eric Jones and Clint Boyer? Two drivers that have not won at this racetrack. Then a couple veterans behind them. Clint Boyer on the outside, and green flag back in the air. 55 laps to go from Bristol.
This cycle of pit stops and this restarts hurt Chase Elliott, falling all the way back to 8th place. After having such a great run earlier tonight, his teammate Jimmy Johnson up here on the inside of Austin Dillon. Austin had the preferred line on the outside.
I got Ryan Newman. Haven't called his name, and there he is.
He's hanging out on Ryan Newman. Look at him about to get turned around here. He tries to get down in front of Chase Elliott. 3 wide off of turn 2.
Oh, it's close. Oh, that's frustrating for Chase. Chase knows with 53 to go, he's going to have to push the issue.
You got to be aggressive. You just got to be aggressive here, just like Truex said. Got to move these guys while you can and get on up to the front. It's the only way you're going to have a shot at winning this race.
Chase jumped to the outside. That's going to have a good run right here on Newman. Try to drive in the corner a little bit deeper than he can. Now carry speed through the middle. Just couldn't carry it through the middle like he needed to. Newman's going to block him. Chase tries to cross him over. See if he can carry that speed through the middle. He does.
Yeah.
Got him.
A great move.
That was aggressive.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Whole field now in front of Chase. All the top 6 cars were all running the bottom. We've seen it. Every restart, these guys get new tires. The bottom's the preferred line.
41 of Kurt Busch. He ran right to the rear bumper of Clint Boyer there, but then the next corner just did not roll. Now Eric's trying to take the fight to him. Jimmy Johnson watching all this.
Eric did not get off of turn 4 good. Hard to do in turn 3 and 4. Oh, contact right there again. Both drivers, great car control from both drivers there. I know Eric probably didn't mean to do that. Similar situation that we saw with Kyle Busch. Oh, look there. That's what you got to do. Well, you got to do exactly what Jimmy did. He had the position. He had the nose on the 20 going down to turn 1. You cannot lift. It's too late. Guys are going to try to chop you. Going to expect you to lift, and you just can't give that up.
Well, Junior, think about the year of Jimmy Johnson. Career-long winless streak. You say you can't lift. I'm not sure there's anyone hungrier inside the top 5 to win this race than the 7-time champion.
Yeah, you ain't going to chop at the 7-time champion. He ain't going to lift. He's struggling right now, though.
And he's going to get hit. Yeah, Larson puts the bumper to him.
3 wide off of 2.
This is picking up. 45 to go. You said it, Junior. You can't lift now. You got to go. Jimmy Johnson fighting back. So watch. I want to show you something. Jimmy Johnson should be running 2nd right now. Watch him coming off pit road. Watch Kurt Busch. Jimmy Johnson is in 4th. He keeps going. Kurt Busch slows down. That gave Kurt Busch the outside. Now Kurt's running 2nd, and Jimmy's back here in this battle. He and his spotter need to do a better job there to get themselves in that outside lane. Kelly.
Yeah, how badly do you think Jimmy Johnson wants to break that winless streak? We know how good he is here at Bristol, but I got to tell you, when I was talking to Chad Knaus today, he didn't seem overly optimistic. Basically told me they kind of had about a top 10 car, so it seems like they're overachieving a bit today.
These guys are having a good battle. Battle up front, though, starting to heat up. It's Kurt Busch. He's a new guy that's moving into the conversation, moving into the battle.
See Ryan Blaney, a lot of sparks in the middle of the corner, sideways. Wow. Hard contact.
He has been struggling his whole second half of the race.
Yeah, so fast early. Saw him leading, battling for the lead.
14 radio. Let's hear what Kurt and Clint's talking about.
Pray for green, no. Pray for green. You know it.
Pray for green. I feel they must feel like they have a long-run car, have a little bit of clear track in front of them. That 41, though, guys, he is not and a slouch when it comes to Bristol. Remember, we've talked about his brother all day, the 7-time winner. Well, Kurt Busch is a 5-time winner here. He knows how to win at the high banks of Bristol. This is a driver. He's seen his teammates win this year, right? He's seen that 14 go to victory lane. He's seen Kevin Harvick go to victory lane. There's been rumors in the garage here about where he'll drive next year. They've tried to quiet those rumors. The best way to quiet them, winning. That fixes about every issue within a race team.
He's got 37 laps to do it. They're going by fast. Here's the battle for third right here. Chase Elliott, who all the way back in 7th, 8th place after the restart, has worked his way into 4th place. He's got great speed, but he's going to have to get by this 20 quickly as the laps are winding down. He needs to get by him quickly to be able to run down those leaders.
It's going to be hard to do. Eric Jones has been really good at keeping guys behind him. We saw all kinds of pressure earlier, and nobody could make it happen. So you see how high he is. Carries great momentum through the middle and then on corner exit. So how's Chase going to pass him? He's going to have to get a big run and then just put a slider on him and try to make it work.
Eric Jones was into his bumper several laps ago. We saw it on the last run. Chase has every right, in my mind, to go up there and give him the same aggression if he can get there. Kelly.
Kurt Busch, a 5-time winner here, yet he said the first couple times he came to Bristol, he was blown away by the speed and intensity. 2002, he showed up and everything just seemed to slow down, and he really credits his old crew chief, Jimmy Fennick, for that help. You talk about those rumors, and I asked his crew chief, Billy Scott, how that's affected the team. He said, look, the best thing we can do is keep performing week in and week out. We have a lot to accomplish this season. We can't look ahead to what's going to happen 4 months from now. Marty?
His teammate Clint Boyer leading right now, trying for his 3rd win of the season. When I talked to Mike Margaravich this morning, he said, we've been terrible all weekend. I have no idea if this setup is going to work. Well, it certainly has worked the last 3 stops. No changes for Boyer. And you guys want to hear a weird stat? His 2 wins this year have come before off weekends. Guess what next week is? An off weekend. That would be weird if Boyer wins again this weekend here at Bristol.
He's not going to think it's too weird, though, because he'll have that giant trophy that Jeff and Junior were talking about earlier. Incredible race, 18 lead changes between 8 different drivers. Let's take a look at tonight's lap leaders, brought to you by Honda Power Sports. Ryan Blaney has led the most laps, 121. Clint Boyer, he could lead the most laps if he's able to stay out front, but the caution has come out. The 2 of Brad Keselowski is around. Saw a lot of smoke, and he was slow on the track.
That will put Alex Bowman back in the lead lap, I believe. He's the first car lap down. Wow, that thing just came around. Under the bottom of the racetrack. Don't see a tire down. It is there, obviously, but it blew out. But wow, that thing came around fast.
We got a flat tire the entire run. No drive up off at all.
Seems to think he had a flat. Finally got too much to control. Brad struggled all night long.
Yeah, he said that entire run. That was a 27-lap run, so clearly you can't run, with a tire going down that whole time. But
Jeff, you said something a little earlier when we were talking about some of the keys. Restarts. We're going to have another one with very few laps to go.
It's Bristol. I mean, we see it all the time. We see these late race restarts, and I think it's going to be interesting right now. Pit road's open. Who's coming and who's staying?
15 cars on the lead lap. They have the opportunity to come on this first time by, and it looks as though Chase Elliott from 3rd is going to come onto pit road.
And look how many cars he brings with him. Almost everyone in the lead lap comes to, Marty.
Mike Margaravich made the call for Clint Boyer to stay out. He said nothing is going to beat this track position. Meanwhile, Alan Gustafson bringing Chase Elliott down pit road to the car way too tight, and I don't like being on the bottom on these restarts. If he can help me get to the top, that would be awesome. A wedge adjustment, also air pressure, trying to free that car up, Parker.
Eric Jones pits. He cannot turn off turns 1 and 2, just too tight down on the bottom right now. Most likely going to do 4 tires. This was a big discussion about coming down or not. Yes, it's going to be 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. And the 3 there you see only took left side tires, Dave.
Kyle Larson came down pit road, fired off tight, got extremely loose there at the end. He'll take 4 and fuel.
With the 2-tire stop, that is Austin Dillon, who wins the race off of pit road. Denny Hamlin's going to do the same thing, grabbing 9 spots. But remember, a couple of guys stayed out on the track.
My father passed his truck down to me. That's the same thing I want to do with you.
It's an emotional thing to watch your child grow up, and especially get behind the wheel.
I want to keep, stacking up the memories and the miles and the years.
He's going to get mine, but I'm going to get a new one.
When it's time for your old Chevy truck to become their new Chevy truck, there's Truck Month. Get over $9,600 below MSRP on this Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
You're turning onto the street when you barely clip a passing car. Minor accident, no big deal, right? Wrong. Your insurance company is going to raise your rate after the other car got a scratch so small you could have fixed it with a pen. Maybe you should take that pen and use it to sign up with a different insurance company.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise their rates because of their first accident. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's going to be a sprint. Monster Energy Cup Series racing from Thunder Valley. And after the checkered flag here at Bristol, stay tuned for the NASCAR America post-race show presented by Honda Power Sports. A lot to talk about after this one is over.
So, Rick, it was decision time. Who is going to come to pit road? Well, Clint Boyer, Kurt Busch, they stayed on the racetrack. They'll take the front row. Jimmy Johnson, Chris Buescher, row 2, also on old tires. Now it gets a little questionable. Austin Dillon, Denny Hamlin took 2 tires only. They'll take row 3. And Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch in row 4 are the first 2 cars with 4 tires. So now what's going to be more important? Clear track or fresh Goodyear rubber? You see everybody's choices. Green flag with 23 to go. It's the night race. I expect some sparks, Rick.
Well, there might be a little bumping and banging because we have seen that already. Intensity has picked up. Boyer, Kurt Busch making up row 1. Back up through the gears at Bristol.
Kurt Busch with a great restart. He cleared him.
Kurt Busch takes the lead on the restart. 3 wide for third.
Kyle Busch jumps to the outside of that 37 car. Chris Buescher trying to make that 3 wide move himself.
Oh, contact that if they get through that.
More contact. We're seeing a little bit of tire smoke out of 37 of Buescher.
They're still 3 wide. This won't last long.
Those tires on the 11 are helping him hold that top position. And look at this squeeze down the front stretch.
Chris Buescher drops back.
Chris Buescher's got a right front tire down.
Well, and a lot of smoke coming out of the 18 as well of Kyle Busch after that contact. Now battle again for the lead. Clint Boyer on the inside tries to take it back.
Kyle Busch has some trouble. He's got a left rear tire down.
All that contact between those cars. And the tires just can't take that.
Left rear down. He'll have to come back to pit road trying to find a way to the bottom of the track. Kurt Busch still holding on the top spot. Around goes the 18.
They got the left front on the wall. Yellow.
That brings out the caution. Casey Kane had been scored a lap down in the 17th position. Probably will get the free pass.
That man's having a bit of a night, I'd say.
Well, look at the banking too. He can't go anywhere because he doesn't have any rubber on the wheels. The tires have come off.
You can hear the crowd cheer. Look at
What's the situation here, Steve? If he can't move that car, does that pretty much take him out of the event?
Yeah, once he drops the window net and gets out, he's going to be all done.
You don't want to drop it.
We've seen NASCAR help cars when they're in a situation for being high-sided at the road courses. Yeah. NASCAR may choose to push him, but his chance of winning is over. Such a polarizing figure. The place goes electric. He moves the needle. Up, down, good, bad, in and out. What Kyle Busch does on the racetrack definitely excites the fans. I'm telling you guys, Kurt Busch did not want to see this yellow because now Denny Hamlin in that 11 and Kyle Larson with 4 fresh tires in that 42 will be in the row right behind those leaders.
There's not a lot to push, by the way, on the back of that 18.
No, there's not, Rick. I think they'll give him a push. And now, listen, NASCAR said this. They said in situations where you get stuck because of the racetrack and the shape of the racetrack, they'll assist you a little bit. There you go. He'll come and get a left rear tire.
And I'm sure they'll cut more of the body off of the 18. So Kurt Busch is out front and closing in on 16 laps to go. Clint Bowyer running second. Hamlin, Larson, Johnson, Blaney. But it was the tight racing for the 4th position.
Yeah, right there, you see the 18 car. That's what cuts the left rear, and 37 car, Buescher, he had his right front go down. You know, 3 wide at Bristol, it's going to be some contact. There's no way not to be on the corner exit, and it's just too much for the tires to handle. But it's late in the race. Who's going to lift? If you lift, you're not going to win. If you don't lift, you have a tire problem.
What a tough break for Chris Buescher. Did such a wonderful job all night. Left rear goes flat, and around the 18 goes.
48's on pit road right now, too, guys. Kelly.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson did not want to come to pit road, but Chad Knaus insisted. He was worried about some of the damage as we saw him kind of sandwiched in there on that last run. So they're going to change all 4 Goodyear tires here.
I like this call. Not calling a race with emotion. Why I like this call? Because Jimmy Johnson's 15th in points, 106 points up. 10 points, 12 points, that's what he might give up. I know Jimmy Johnson wants to try to win the race, but Chad Knaus at this point, he's in defense mode. Let's just get out of here with some points. 2 races in the playoffs. Let's make sure we're in the playoff picture.
So the 48 will come off of pit road with 4 fresh tires. Only 15 cars on the lead lap. That's including Casey Kane.
So we saw Kurt Busch take the lead from Clint Bowyer. Clint Bowyer, he controlled the restart. He's on the outside. You see the restart zone. Clint goes, he just spins the tires, and Kurt does a great job and has him cleared getting into turn 1. That's a clean restart. I wanted to see a replay because how does a guy not controlling the restart beat the control car getting into turn 1? I thought maybe he jumped, but that was a clean restart, Marty.
Well, the 14 is not happy about it. So we've seen corporate teammates not be happy with each other. Now we have teammates not happy with each other. Listen on the radio.
He ran into me and got me loose. Well, payback's a bitch. 10-4, eye for an eye.
And Mike Bagaravich came on the radio later. I said, I thought we were supposed to race each other hard, not hit each other. I didn't see any contact there, but Bowyer not happy.
Well, in that same replay, who made the big move? The 11 at Denny Hamlin, 3 wide, using those 2 fresh tires. Well, guys, Kyle Larson won the Xfinity race last night, said Bristol is absolute favorite racetrack. He's on 4 fresh tires starting in the outside row 2. I believe he's going to be at the top going into turn 1.
Now it's Kurt Busch's turn to control the restart. Pace car diving onto pit road. 41 and 14. Coming out of turn 4. Back up through the gears they go again.
Terrible restart for the 14 of Clint Bowyer. Didn't time it properly. Kyle Larson into second place with those tires to see what he can do with Kurt Busch.
Those new tires, they will let him make that bottom work a little better than old tires. That's what he's going to have to do. Kurt's not going to give him the top.
30 laps difference in tires for Kyle Larson. 30 laps pressure for Larson than for Kurt Busch.
One thing we know Kyle Larson will do, because we've seen it, he doesn't mind throwing an aggressive slider to try to get by for the 41. So he's got to get to his rear bumper on corner entry with some momentum, and you know it's coming. Kurt Busch knows what's coming. How do you defend it? That's the question.
Coming to 10 to go right here.
10 to go, 10.
Does he take his line away? Does he take away the possibility of the slide job?
Boy, Kurt Busch car looks pretty good there in 1 and 2. His car is turning good. I don't know if Kyle is able to put enough throttle down to make any gains off the corner.
5-time winner out front. A guy who wants a win here so bad. Says it's his favorite racetrack. Running second. Little bobble there.
Way loose. That's a car link. That's huge at Bristol.
Flipping off the corner.
He just take a while to get that back, even if he's fast enough. He just gave up 2 car links, and man, at Bristol, that's a ton.
He has struggled all night long. He was so fast in practice, but he struggled all night long with speed. Now in a position to strike with his tire, better tires, and just can't really get the car to hook up. He is so loose.
Kurt Busch doing a great job.
They're both in there working them tools. They're using that track bar adjuster, trying to figure out where that needs to be. maybe even play with the brake levers, trying to set that up to where that needs to be to help the car.
It's been 58 races since Kurt Busch has won, and think about the number of times he's seen Kevin Harvick win. He's seen Clint Bowyer win. He needs to get this win. His teammates have been winning. He hasn't. The momentum this would build for him going into the playoffs would be huge. You don't want to give a guy like Kurt Busch confidence. He's already an aggressive driver. If he give him a little more belief in himself, he's going to be hard to beat in the playoffs.
He's putting together some awesome laps here. He's been faster than Kyle over the last several laps. Right there, just a tick quicker. Larson not able to close.
Just 3 laps to go. And I don't want to use the word comfortable, but he's got a big lead right now over second place, Kyle Larson. Less than 45 seconds to go in this race.
2 to go.
2 laps remain. Kurt Busch, with his career in question after 2018, doesn't have a deal for next year. Hasn't won in 58 races. Credit one to go. Kurt Busch trying to make sure he's in the playoffs with a win. Kurt Busch has a 6-pack of Monster Energy in Bristol.
Oh, yeah. I'll be right back, guys. Now you're clear. Good job, driver. Burn it down.
Six. This moment presented by Sunoco, fueling victories all season long. A lot of tape on the front of that car, but the celebration is going to continue for 2 weeks because Kurt Busch now has a win in 2018, and that guarantees a spot in the playoffs. Say burn it down. I think Kurt Busch is going to try to do just that. You see the smoke continuing to roll. Listen to the crowd roar. Kurt Busch celebrating at Bristol, and Marty's right there.
That's got to be a good feeling for Kurt Busch. Celebrated a birthday a couple of weeks ago. You can tell this one means a lot at a place he's been so successful at over the years. Had an incredible final restart and had to hold off Kyle Larson with fresher tires. Let him get his helmet off after a long, exhausting night. How about that one, Kurt? How did you hold off Larson, who had 30-lap fresher tires?
It was awesome to be in this position. When you race at a short track on Saturday night, it brings back all the memories of growing up as a kid and racing with your dad and your family. And I didn't want to let my dad down. He's here tonight, and my wife said, go out there and go get him, show what it's all about. And it was just perfect with the restarts, and I can't thank Monster Energy enough. This Ford was awesome. Thanks to all the great fans. This was an awesome, awesome win for us.
How about these fans right here pressed up against the fence to see you, Kurt?
These guys are awesome. Everybody here knows what this Saturday night short track's all about, and we got the best fans in sports. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Good show, huh?
There you go, Kurt Busch. He'll get to victory lane in a moment. We will see him there. And the 100th win for Ford in their Fusion. They get to victory lane in Bristol.
Talk about win 100, Ford. How about win number 1 for crew chief Billy Scott? Yeah, he'll celebrate as well. Kurt Busch, the long winless streak has come to an end. And it happens at the world's fastest half mile.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event, and now is the best time to buy.
You ready for this, Junior?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
No pressure. That's just my favorite boat.
Boom. Make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. And get our best deal of the summer. 0% financing for 60 months on F-150. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $2,800 bonus cash on a 2018 F-150 XLT equipped with 2.7-liter EcoBoost.
Calphalon Premier Space-Saving Cookware stacks neatly and securely to save you 30% more space. Cookware from Calphalon.
Big Flavor is back. You're looking at char-broiled beef lit by fire, kissed by melty American cheese on a golden toasted bun. Mouth-watering flavor at a jaw-dropping price. Char-broiled sliders starting at $1.25. Only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Well, there's quite a few fireworks on track, and now the fans are, well, they're going to be treated to fireworks off the track as well. What an evening it was for Kurt Busch. He was so excited to get to victory lane. He left the flag on the hood. He left his helmet on top of the car. So the helmet, gloves, and flag. Well, Kevin's going to grab those. Hey, Kevin, just hold on to them, buddy. Oh, what a win, though, for Kurt Busch.
I don't know.
Man, what a race.
I don't know if his beard would fit underneath that helmet.
Oh, and then the extremely unique victory lane here at Bristol. It's actually up on the second level of the building in turn 3. And what a great moment for the team to be able to celebrate. This was definitely a team win for Kurt Busch and the 41 team. Let's go down to Rutt.
Rick, Kurt Busch is taking a big swig from that can of Monster. Climbing out here in victory lane. So much. Look at the smile on Kurt's face. 2017 Daytona seems crazy to say. It's the last time you're in victory lane. I know it doesn't feel that long. How good does it feel to get back here tonight?
It's right now. It's awesome to be able to drive into victory lane at one of my favorite tracks, and to do it the hard way. You know, you got to have restart luck, inside, outside. But the guys made good adjustments, and all this damage, I'm like, it's not that bad. We're gonna be okay. And I'm just so proud of the team effort. And this one's one of the sweetest because you have to work the hardest right now to make sure, because the cars are right there on edge and you got to work every single lap.
You know, all night you never gave up. You stayed so close to the front. But it seemed like that restart with Clint, when you jumped out, it seemed like you knew, no, this is mine now.
That's this one right here. She told me, she just go take it to him.
Ashley, your wife, joined you here.
Thank you. She told me, because I want to hear now, you know what? Go out there and go get them. So no excuses. It's a great way to celebrate with everybody. I mean, all the Monster employees, all the Monster people, the sponsorship from them and Ford, Haas Automation. It's awesome. I mean, all the way around, going into an off week, we're going to enjoy these few days. And Then we got the 10 biggest weeks ahead of us with the Brickyard and the Southern 500. So thanks again, Haas Automation, Monster. Love you guys.
Hey, congratulations. You're going to the playoffs.
All right, hell yeah.
Kurt Busch, everybody. You guys.
He got locked in because of the win. There's wife Ashley. But there's a couple other drivers that are now locked in based on points because there's only 2 races to go. Ryan Blaney in the 12, the 2 of Brad Keselowski, and the 42 of Kyle Larson also now are locked into the playoffs because they're so far ahead in the point standings, they can't fall out of that position.
Yeah, Danny Hamlin looking very good at plus 214. The 10 and the 48, I also think at over 100 both. It's got to be feeling pretty good. And Alex Bowman came in 62 ahead, leaves 79 ahead, plus 15 with only 2 races to go. Now it's going to be a question of do we get an outside winner and just no major mistakes.
Let's take a look at Kurt Busch's night. Didn't start off so great. Gets involved in the crash in lap 4 with his brother spinning out here. See him in the back of the 11. That's pretty bad damage, man. But those guys fixed it up. Did a little job there with the tape. Here's the pass for the lead. Restart, really. He just got such a great restart. Took advantage of that bottom, clearing Clint Boyer off of turn 2. Just drive to the checkered, man. Held on those old tires, Jeff. Just incredible. He's been talking about maybe he hasn't felt like he's been too respected over the last several weeks. We made a statement tonight.
He did. You see the excitement in his eyes. And to win a race like that on a late race restart, having the bottom really is not where you want to be on a restart, and being able to take advantage of it and get that done, that's just wanting it, man. Finding a way to take it.
And so again, he will have a 2-week celebration because we'll be off next week before we go to Darlington. The guy who finished second in this race, Kyle Larson, so strong once again, was with Kelly.
Kyle Larson will have to settle for another runner-up finish here at Bristol. Kyle, how much more did you think that the fresh tires would have advantage on track position there at the end?
I think if I would have had a better car, tires probably would have showed what they're really capable of. Just a really frustrating day. Our DC Solar Chevy was not very good from lap 1 to lap 500 there, but we fought and got a second place finish out of it. So, happy about running second, but just disappointed, because I had a lot of confidence going into this race and thought our car was really good, but we were probably a 12th to 15th place car. I thought just lined up in the right restarts about every time and was able to, gain some spots on every restart and then, maintain, and then would be terrible there towards the end of the run. So frustrating, but we were able to fight, so that's good for our team to be able to do that. Our pit stops, aside from the first one, were really good, so happy about that, and we'll just continue to fight. Need to get our cars a lot better.
Just how challenging was it tonight, given the circumstances with the rain and the changing conditions?
Yeah, the track seemed to change a little bit run to run, from, my car was bad, like I said, so maybe it was my balance that was changing run to run, but it seemed like the top, would be good one run, and then the bottom would kind of be good another run, so I don't know, though. A lot of guys seemed really fast, but had a lot of troubles, 18 to 4, 17 was really good, and they were able to pass cars kind of wherever, but, I was falling back wherever I ran.
All right, well, he gets a runner-up finish out of a day when he didn't have the race car he had hoped for.
It seems like Kyle Busch experienced just about every high and low you could at Bristol in one race. Kyle, how would you describe the night?
I don't know if there was any highs. I don't know what you're talking about.
Going back through the field?
That's just me and this team, and never giving up and being able to drive up through the field like that. The M&M's Camry was fast, even torn up and beat up and wrecked and everything else. It was fast, and we had a shot to win the race there. Just got to racing with guys 3 wide and couldn't get clear of them. I was boxed in by the 11. The 11 was choking up the top in front of me, and every straightaway I was side by side with them. I just wanted to clear them. If I could ever get clear of them, I could shoot to the bottom and get by the 11, but we were just kind of stuck and mired where we were. Maybe if we would have stayed out, Monday morning quarterback, if we would have stayed out, we would have inherited the 4th starting position on that restart and been ahead of all that. So, ifs, ands, or buts, we never should even have been in that spot with how torn up this race car was. We probably finished where we should have, but we had a shot anyway. have something else for him. I'll tell him in private.
The incident with Truex coming off the corner there, Kyle, what happened?
Yeah, totally my fault. Oh, man, I feel terrible about that. Obviously, I just misjudged it by a little bit, 4 inches, 6 inches, whatever, you name it. I got in the gas and was coming up off the corner, was going to slide in behind him. I didn't think I was next to him yet, and I just barely clipped him and sent him for a whale of a ride. So hopefully he's all right and everything's okay there. I hated that I clipped him. I know he could have had a good shot to win the race, too.
The win wasn't in the offing, but he took us for a great ride tonight at Bristol.
Kyle Busch is always entertaining. And drivers, what'd you think?
Well, Bristol's back, man.
Yeah.
You know, the energy of Bristol, when they changed this racetrack and the line moved all the way to the top, it became not as exciting. Well, it's the last few races. We've seen it, man, and the energy is back. And you can talk about, people running into each other and all that stuff. But what we watched tonight was just awesome racing from the time. The second lap they wrecked, trying to make something happen. So I just thought we saw a great race tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy up here, I'll tell you that. And it's hard to broadcast these races, especially at Bristol. You guys were telling me coming into this is a fast racetrack. A lot's happening all the way around this place. There's so many things to talk about. And man, I had a lot of fun tonight. What an incredible race. The drivers were really delivering for us tonight, running really hard. We had a lot of guys up front with a chance to win this race. I thought Clint Boyer was in the best position. Then he had a not so great restart. Kurt Busch took advantage of that, and he goes on for the win. So couldn't see Kurt winning this race earlier, before the halfway mark, but he made it happen. And a lot of guys had trouble that we thought were going to contend. So really dramatic race, a ton of fun right here in the booth with you, man. And I can't wait for next week.
Well, it was a great night, and we see those guys that are so excited. Think about Clint Boyer that's probably devastated, sitting there leading the race and did not get the win. That's always heartbreaking. But, Rick, we just saw a great race tonight. It was so much fun up here seeing all that action. And, man, we got a week off, but then we get to go to Darlington, the Southern 500, and looking forward to that.
It was a lot of fun. And Junior, you actually have to wait an extra week because we have an off week until Darlington. Chase Elliott, another impressive finish. He gets a top 3, finishes 3rd. He's with Kelly.
A 3rd place finish for Chase Elliott makes it 5 straight top 10 finishes. But on a day when you got up there and led 112 laps, how satisfied are you with this 3rd place finish?
Not very, to be honest. We had a great car and was really good through those mid stages and was really able to capitalize and lead some laps and got kind of tight right after that. And once we got it fixed back, it was, I thought, really good again, and just got the bottom on some of those those late race restarts, minus that very last one. Just hated it. Had a car that I felt like could contend with those guys when we had it right, and we got it right there at the end. So needed to capitalize tonight. This was a great racetrack for us, and pretty unfortunate we didn't.
We saw a lot of great battles out of you tonight, including at a time with Ryan Blaney, one of your good friends. In those moments, what's it like for you? How much fun are you having?
Well, it's just short track racing in general. I wish we did more of it. It doesn't get any cooler or any more fun than racing here and at a venue like this and at a racetrack this fun, and when the driver can really make a big difference, and that's really all you can ask for. So appreciate Kelly Blue Book for being on the car this weekend, and like I said, I just wish we could have capitalized. This was a great opportunity for us that we really needed to get some more playoff points, and I hate that we didn't.
See you in 2 weeks.
Thanks.
Well, that's right. 2 weeks until the Cup Series is back in action. But next week, it will be Road America for the Xfinity Series. And Chase's dad, Bill Elliott, the Hall of Famer, is going to be racing at Road America. That is going to be a great show. That's next Saturday. Race coverage beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern on NBC SN. And, of course, after winning at Watkins Glen, there's Dad coming in, who actually spotted for it.
So I'm trying to think the last time that a current Hall of Fame member raced. I'm not sure we've ever seen that. A lot of guys in the Hall of Fame. Bill is in the Hall of Fame. When he's going to come back out, we're going to get to see a Hall of Famer put the helmet back on, Rick.
That will be impressive, and I can't wait to enjoy that race from Road America. And just moments ago, Marty caught up with Joey Logano.
Well, let's cover the good and the bad for Joey Logano. Good stage win. Good on short runs. Ready for the bad? Not in the long run. Didn't seem to work too well for you guys tonight, did it?
I was hoping you weren't going to break some bad news for me. I knew that. But, yeah, the Chopinzo Ford, it was really, really fast on the short run. Winning speed on the short run, and
about 20 of speed on the long run. So we had a little bit of work to do there because we lose all our track position and we couldn't position ourselves close enough to the front at the end to win. You know, I feel like if we start in the top 4, we can possibly win that race. So overall, you know, proud of the speed gain. You know, we've been fighting hard for top 10s lately, so it felt nice to have speed and lead a bunch of laps and win a stage and finish a top 5 ultimately. That was nice. Just wish we were positioned closer because it's really all about the win. Especially the night race here at Bristol. It's so much fun. It's the funnest race that we have all year. Most grueling race all year, but I enjoy the heck out of this place, and you know, nice to have another top 5 at it.
So we mentioned all those short runs. How advantageous was it that you had a few restarts there at the end?
Well, as long as you start on the outside, it's pretty exciting. You know, if you start on the inside, you know you're going to lose 2 or 3 spots. So you got lucky and started 10th on that last restart, got a few spots, and then was able to pass a couple more before the end of the race. So I was hoping for one more. I was 4th, so I was going to get the outside at one more, but you know, hey, I got to be happy with that. I started on the inside most of them, so it felt nice to get a couple outside restarts at the end.
Much needed top 5 for this 22 team tonight.
Erik Jones finishes 5th, and Erik, it seemed like at times you had a car maybe could get up to the lead, but it was a long-run car. What did you need on the short run?
Yeah, I don't know. We were a little bit tight on the short run, which is good in the long run. You know, about 80, 60 laps in, we were pretty good, but, you know, just didn't have enough. Felt like we were having to hustle really hard all night, and harder than, you know, you really should to be good here. But, you know, Sport Club Scaramouche was all right. I mean, we got up there and contended for a bit, had to, you know, restarted second. That's all you can ask for, having a shot. So just didn't have enough. You know, we were out carred a little bit, but you know, this is a good day for us. I mean, Bristol's a good spot for us, and happy to run in the top 5, but you know, obviously want to go up and contend for a win.
There was a lot of contact out there. It seemed like a crazy night. Was the racing just crazy?
Well, it was just on edge. I mean, I'm wore out. It was a lot of hustling. You know, everybody seemed to be kind of wide open the whole time, which makes for some contact and makes for some exciting racing. So it was rough at times. I mean, I roughed it up a few times. Our car's got some scars on it, so yeah, but it's fun. You know, it's Bristol, it's short track, and that's what you're supposed to do at the end of the day.
Our solid top 5 for Erik Jones since that win at Daytona.
Yeah, Parker, an incredible race. I mean, I think one of the amazing things is we saw 21 lead changes tonight, and there were 3 drivers that led over 100 laps each. So there was never a dominant performance, but at any given time, that lead could have changed and was in jeopardy.
Well, the lead was in jeopardy, and just names inside the top 10, inside the top 15, guys that needed good runs. I'm not even sure where to start. We see RCR both just outside the top 10 with Austin Dillon, Ryan Newman. Alex Bowman had to pit under green, recovered for top 10 finish. Jimmy Johnson worked his way back into the top 10. So many players. Chris Buescher had such a great run going and ended up with that, I call it damage, a flat right front tire late. There was so much excitement, I wasn't sure who I wanted to follow out there. I mean, it truly is the last great Coliseum, and it was elbows up, fender to fender NASCAR racing.
Absolutely. It never disappoints. The night race at Bristol. Bumping, banging, sparks flying, fireworks, and of course, yes, he won it. Kurt Busch gets the win. On the other side of the break, the Honda Power Sports post-race.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
This is Darlington International Raceway, the granddaddy of them all.
I love Darlington. Everybody's always doing their throwback paint schemes. It's so fun to see the eras that they throw back to. It's almost like Halloween now. Everybody's dressing up for it. The TV broadcasters do the same thing.
It's a big-time weekend. It's a place where the best drivers that have ever come through the sport have won. It's going to be unbelievable.